You don't even care, do you?
No.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
No.
Welcome to Flames of Freedom, the Tamere Society here on InfiniteRP. I am your historian, Doc Rimbo. We are so glad that you are here. We were all just singing for no reason before we just started, but maybe we just have stuff to sing about.
Maybe there's always a reason.
Maybe there's always a reason.
The song inside our heart has come to live outside our heart.
Just got to let it out.
Yeah.
It's not like the real flames of freedom is the friendship we made along the way.
Yeah. The real flames of freedom is the song burning inside me. Maybe heartburn. But maybe each person in this cast has a reason to be happy and sing about. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go around. Everybody, as you know, what we do is at the beginning of every episode, we're going to go around, we'll meet our cast, ask for your pronouns, your handle, tell us a little tiny bit about your character, and then we're going to have you roll for our coin pool. So we'll roll a d6 to see who gets those fake coin things that are shared between me, the historian, and the cast that can change the way the story goes. Let us not start with the person who's chewing on an apple, just for fun. Let's start directly below me, and we'll start with our friend Nymeria Streams. Anna. Hi, Anna. How are you? I always start in a corner, so I feel like now that there's 5, I can start in the middle.
You can. Yeah, I was actually surprised when you were like directly below me, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to remember things now. Hi, everybody. I'm Anna, aka Nymeria. I play Contentment Hussy in this game. She is a bod libertine hybrid, which means she has the number that you can call for a good time. But because it is 1776, it's like literally the number of the house where you can show up for a good time, because telephones haven't been invented yet. Fun fact, though, somebody was trying to build a prototype of a telephone at this point in time. Didn't quite manage to make it happen just yet, but it
it's going to work that into the campaign. Telephone.
Yeah. So
well, like shitty telephone that doesn't work. I guess
shitty telephone.
Yeah,
shitty telephone that doesn't work. It's just like
someone yelling into a copper wire.
2 cans, cans.
But they don't even have cans, so they're like teacups or like glasses or something. I don't know. I
love the idea of someone yelling into a copper wire, like Doctor said, because that to me feels like someone who learned the way real telephones actually work, doesn't understand how they work, and is just yelling into wires and thinking of it.
He really like deconstructed it, right? He's like reverse engineering.
It's like, they have wires traveler. And they just talk.
It's like a time traveler.
I know there's wires.
Time and got the weirdest case of amnesia.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was Back to the Future 3.
Which explains a lot.
Going into the future and like seeing how stuff works, but not being an engineer enough to know how stuff works.
Yeah,
they were just talking into a box, and they
It's so funny.
Anna, would you mind rolling a d6 to see if any coins end up in your?
I would not mind at all. Let me fix my camera. Also, no, come back. Let me live.
Camera, come back. Your tongue out. Apparently that works.
Okay.
And it's wet.
And I rolled a 1. I guess that weirdly got me out of doing a recap, but I feel like my most deep cut detail is writing down names. So I remember, for instance, that Professor Warner is Phineas's teacher name.
Okay. But does Colin remember that? Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I picked one that I knew I couldn't forget because I took the name from Seth Warner, the Revolutionary War general, who was the right-hand man to Ethan Allen. So
got it.
That's the deepest of cuts. And also that I didn't know how to spell Caradoc Bryce because it's just a giant blob of crossing out things. But I figured it out eventually, is our like Ghostbusters patron.
Right.
And
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. For those of you who are just joining in, maybe you didn't see last season or you didn't see our premiere episode 2 weeks ago. The gang is in Manhattan now. They are working undercover to sort of secure the cause of the revolution by stopping supernatural threats while the war between the colonies and the British Army is happening all around them. Right next door. And so that means that you get 1 coin in your pool. That's great. So there's 1 coin in the player pool, 1 in my pool. Let us go to your side and let's go see Sid, who is looking down. But I'm going to call on them anyway. Hi, Sid. How are you?
Hi. I good.
Good.
I'm Christine Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. My character this evening is Saoirse, pronoun she, her, just like mine, she, her. She's a linguist. She's an artist. She just got stabbed in the stomach in the middle of the street. So that's fun.
Got a lot going on.
I will also, I was trying to find my notes because I knew that I'd written something. I have 5 riders, wide-brimmed hats, lead lady checking Zeke, not cool.
Very good. Yeah, that's right. Zeke got to see Skinners, right? So Skinners were like the earliest cowboys, many of whom were freed slaves, and they would ride around stealing back cows that were stolen. It was a big cow stealing back and forth.
It was the way I really like when I did the research on it. I was like, oh, so basically it was gone in 60 seconds, but in revolution.
But with cows.
Yeah,
that's all it was. It was gone in 60 seconds, but with cows. Because really, it's the British would steal the cows from American colonists, and then the Skinners would be like, well, we're just going to take them right back, and they would steal the same cows. But then the British would like, yeah, well, we're just going to take these back. So it was just a constant looping cycle of stealing cows.
Those poor cows. I mean, just no stability in their lives.
Around.
Like, that's why they move. They're just like, oh, we gotta move again.
All cows are sad.
They're like, should have been a milk cow.
I mean,
it's a living.
Give the cows.
I still think that's one of the funniest things in all the history of comedy is the pterodactyl from Flintstones that eats trash.
It's a living.
Just perfect comedy. That's peak comedy.
Yeah, you saw some cowboys, and Saoirse was the only one who seemed to think that the leader of these cowboys was hitting on
Seem to think. I am sorry. Our narrator very, very obviously said, and I quote, looking you up and down, Zeke, even though you are arm in arm with Saoirse, what else am I supposed to think? I'm sorry.
What a hussy. No offense, Anna.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just give that vibe off. Do you want to roll a d6 to see which way the coin falls?
I suppose. I rolled a 3.
Excellent. One more into the player pool. It's 2 for them, 1 for me. Let us go above you to the guilty party.
Oh, wow.
I thought it wasn't on Zeke. It's not Zeke's fault.
It's his fault for being so strappingly tall.
I'm sorry for being
He was being hot in public.
Like a piece of meat. Hi, Wally.
Hot in public.
Speaking of being hot in public, hi, it's me, Wally, your non-binary sign best friend on the internet.
And being hot on the internet, too.
Exactly. And I'm playing Zeke, goes by he, him pronouns. Zeke just saw cowboys, and Zeke is living his best life. He saw people that he thinks are the coolest people in the world. That's all
and he's
saw.
Right, too.
They're the coolest people in the world. Zeke thinks he's cool, but Zeke knows these people are cooler than him, you know? Yeah. And so he's kind of like wide-eyed and starry-eyed at these 5 riders.
Understandably.
Zeke has no idea what anyone is talking about that people are checking him out. Totally oblivious to
that. What other details does Zeke remember from last week?
What I do remember
that happened.
One detail that should I or should Zeke detail Zeke remembers?
Zeke should detail it.
Okay. One detail that I remember is our really awesome badass non-binary butler. We have an amazing badass non-binary butler who, for some reason, can just slink up out of nowhere and just, be there out of nowhere.
Yeah. You have a mysterious. What did we compare it to from John Wick?
What was his name? Charon from John Wick.
Yeah, Charon. So Howie is your Charon, who basically manages the house for you, but also slinks up and is suddenly there. They are a Lakota Sioux 2-spirit person But they're great. They're my favorite plot device.
But also, I can't believe we went on this joke about knockers for a really long time last week.
Hey, Ryan in chat asks a good question. Yeah. Is this the same butler that helped Phineas pee that one time he thought he had ghost rot? He was afraid to touch his own dick.
I think they are separate.
Different butler?
The guy at the
you're in a different place,
right?
I almost.
Yeah. They were the people with the butler.
Earlier today, I was going back through our Discord. You can join our Discord. I was going back through the InfiniteRP Discord, and I was looking at like stuff from last season, and I'd almost forgotten about Ghost Rot. And it came up, and I started laughing.
The major plot point of last season.
I took so many clips of that too.
It was the B plot of the whole season.
It really was.
It kind of was. Wow.
Yeah.
Phineas being dumb.
Phineas being stupid was the B plot.
Dumb was
Wally, how about rolling me a D6?
Okay.
Oh.
I got a 5.
Excellent. You're all doing very well so far at not rolling 6s. Good job. We forgot to ask for Anna's detail, and I know that they're really proud of it.
Yes.
And so I do want to ask, what is your detail that you remember from last week?
So my detail that I forgot was jogged my memory when you said, was this the butler that helped Phineas pee? Because that reminded me that Mary Pullman is back in New York.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
because Saoirse was busy getting stabbed, which sucked, and like honestly is way more important for Contentment because Contentment doesn't know who Mary Pullman is. But Anna watched season 1 of this show, so
that's right. You've never met Mary Pullman. Very well
aware of who Mary Pullman is. Yeah,
it would have been much more interesting if you were the one who had like caught her and turned her around, and she would have stabbed you. That would have been interesting because she doesn't even know you.
She doesn't even know me, and then I would have been like, "You just go around New York stabbing random strangers." No, but she did also whisper, "Help me," really dramatically before she did it. So
before she passed out, right? She passed out. She stabbed me, and then she passed out.
Wow,
I just got stabbed.
Much like the whole
thing. Saoirse's having a rough day.
Like with Zeke and the Cowboys, very mixed messages going on here. Nobody is really clear on motivation.
No kidding. Speaking of motivation. Here's my motivation for living. It's Kate Madison, Actors at Work. Hi, Kate.
Lovely segue. Lovely. Hello. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I am nocturnal, otherwise known as Kate Madison. So Nessa last week had to go back and speak to our lovely friend, Mrs. Doyle, about catering for a dinner party. Well, not a dinner party, a dance ball thing.
Oh, that's right.
What did we call it? It was, like a dance.
I think we're going to call it a cake social.
Social dance.
Semi-formal.
Oh, yeah, that was right. Cakewalk came up.
Oh,
and I was like, what? This
Lots of different ideas were tossed around. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to listen and go, well, that is okay. I've heard of a cakewalk, but I couldn't actually remember. Wouldn't have known what it was. So yes, we're going to be, the group is trying to do a not a fundraiser, get people to actually come to the damn school so that we don't look like frauds. You're trying to fife and drum up business.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is the
membership drive. There we go.
Yes. And we so my notes are very sparse because I'm bad at doing it, but I did write down 15th festival, silver mirror, silver thimbles, take valuables ? And I'm trying to remember exactly what that was about. We met with someone, or someone met with someone.
Someone somewhere met with someone.
Well, I've got
your
Mr. Payne written down.
Ooh, interesting.
Did you say Mr. Payne?
Yeah.
Like the?
Yeah, I wrote down Mr. Payne.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Interesting.
I can connect those dots for you in a little bit if you want.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's important. I feel like he might have been the one that we then met with, who then told us about things going missing, which were silver mirrors and stuff, and we were like wondering why silver things.
You're close.
Or whether it was just valuable.
It was because they brought up a mention of Tommy knockers, and when they mentioned the knockers, that's when Zeke stood in front of Cersei like, now hold on a second, can we please stop talking about knockers?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they would not.
No.
Yeah,
and I wrote down 15th festival, which I'm guessing is the date of when we. There was a festival going on.
There is a street festival on September 15th, which is tomorrow now for all of you at the Commons.
We have
which is a big triangular park in the lower west side of Manhattan. But
with fuck bushes?
What's that?
Does it have fuck?
Hold on. Roll me an awareness check.
Is it that
maybe
kind
it does,
of park,
but is it
historian?
a Foxwell Gardens
or a nature check? You could.
Not great. It's not great. Perception. Yeah, that's a big fail. So if
they've got bushes,
I'm not aware. Yeah, they have bushes.
Any bushes.
Any bush in a storm.
When you apply yourself.
Any bush in a storm, indeed.
Any bush in a storm. That's right. Okay, Kate. I still need a D6 roll from you. To
D6. Yeah.
D6.
And don't roll
a D6.
And you don't want a 6.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
Yay!
I have one job.
In fact, all my rolls so far, I've literally rolled 3 times today before we started as well, and all of them have been 6s so far.
Wow, that could be a good thing later.
Maybe it'll stop doing it when it's a good thing. You just know it.
Could not be. Thank you so much. Speaking of fuck bushes, Colin, how are you?
Where it was conceived, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Are you saying that fuckbusters are within Colin's proximity, or are you saying that they are?
He is one, or I don't know.
That's where my parents met. At a really nice upstate New York fuckbush.
Pleasure Garden, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a brief courtship, but it was a passionate one. And then 9 months later, I came screaming into the world. Not in a fuckbush, though, in a hospital. There were fuckbushes near the hospital, and that's just precautionary, because you never know. So anyway, yes, the stream may contain adult content. What am I supposed to say?
You said it all. Okay. I mean, you're Colin.
I'm Colin. Right? I play Phineas. Phineas's pronouns are he, him. Mine are not. Okay. And Phineas is a smart boy, a very, very smart boy. I mean, he's a teacher, so he's a substitute teacher.
So you kind of have to be
kind of a big deal. He is a substitute teacher at a highfalutin New York private school, and he knows absolutely nothing about nothing. But he can fake it, sort of.
Now that's not fair. He knows some things about some things, like rabble rousing and whatnot.
He is good at that. He's good at creating the radicals of tomorrow, which is really what he's after. He wants to basically make every classroom he goes into, he wants to get them to rebel against him, to teach them to question authority. That's really, he's playing the long game.
And he had like a 50% success rate last week, because two people in his class didn't like it, but a young lady seemed impressed. And then also he had another.
He had Biggs.
He had Biggs Klusterskatter.
And I think that a couple of those people are beyond help. Like they're totally in the bag for redcoats. They're
all sold out. Yeah,
they're total sellouts. Nothing I can do there. But he tries to. He's good at finding the ones he can reach and reaching them.
Wow, that's the heart of a teacher right there.
Hell yeah!
It's like Edward James Olmos up in here.
Yeah, it's like, how can I reach these keys?
And what I remember from last week was that my boy Phineas is nervous about the upcoming dance because Phineas can't dance, which is the second time this has been a plot point for a character of mine in the last week, because it happened on Monday too.
Are we projecting? Like, is there something you can't do that you wish you could do that you feel you'd be more valid if you knew how to do?
I'm not the best dancer in the world, but I'm okay.
I can't dance.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you. That song is my Thank you, Genesis.
Our friend Saoirse agreed to teach Phineas to dance.
Portia got stabbed.
Before she got stabbed.
Before she got
But technically speaking, again, because we went forward, she already did have the first lesson with him.
Oh, okay.
We have to have a flashback before I fill you with opium so that you can regain some semblance of pain relief while you heal from opium. Stabbing.
First things first, Colin, roll me a d6.
Yeah.
And while you do that, I'm going to ask Sid, what did that first dance lesson look like?
I got a fucking 6.
You had one job.
Yeah.
That is 3 and 3 in the pools. What was that first dance lesson like?
Well, they did meet where it had been recommended. There's like a lower like level, I guess, near the cellar or something. And she we have no, I don't even know if we had metronomes at that point. I should know this. I know way too much about old early music. Anyway, but yeah, just something to keep beat, even if it's just like, hey, you, come here.
Even if Zeke sitting there clapping
just hit this in rhythm, please.
Zeke, I'm so mad at you. Clap, but I just clap.
And yeah, so just talking about like posture and presentation and
bow to your partner.
Yeah, it's not square dancing. But she is attempting to teach him at least the basic steps of a minuet, which is very popular right now. And then maybe like a country dance, which most of those country dances are, they don't even have like, you call them by whatever music you end up dancing them to.
Like a reel. Or, yeah.
Okay, like the Nancy Dawson. Why do we call it the Nancy Dawson? Because that's the song we know and we play it and then we dance to it. So yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like the same thing happened with the Macarena.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's why we call it the Macarena.
Yeah. Can I roll to see how well I retain these dance lessons?
Yes, please do. I'd like you to roll me. Let me see. Oh gosh, what would this be?
I don't even fucking know.
Roll, you can dance if you wanna.
First, I have to ask, how easy do you think this comes to Phineas?
First of all, I think coordination makes sense.
Coordination, yeah.
But I don't think. I mean, he's a big dumb, but like, I don't think this is something that necessarily has to do with how stupid he is. Like, it's all just rhythm and coordination, and he's got some of that. So I don't think it'd be like overly difficult to learn. He just doesn't know it.
Is he embarrassed?
He's a little.
Is that the big thing?
How about roll me a challenging coordination test? So -10.
Negative.
Your coordination target
cancels out my 1 pip in coordination.
Can I help him by teaching him well as and in some way?
Sure. Yeah.
Well?
Why don't you roll a 10s die and let Phineas choose which 10s die he wants to use.
Okay.
It's a D100 system, so everybody knows we try to roll under the target.
Okay, so I got to get under a 39.
Under a 39.
I did get a 3.
That's good. I got a 52. So I would love to take your 3.
A 32. There we go. Excellent.
And succeed. So I am a good dance partner.
And
you're an excellent teacher.
And Saoirse's very proud. So he retains maybe not everything, but the important stuff. And
when he sees other people doing a minuet, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that," and we'll know it.
Yeah. And so just to bring everybody who's watching up to speed, in case there's anything that you missed during all of our sort of many and varied recaps, the Tamere Society is a society that is currently in Manhattan, in New York, in September of 1776. They are there as spies working for the American Continental Army, attempting to undermine the British loyalists and also root out any sources of supernatural terror or threat that exist within the city and may pose a threat to the young burgeoning country. Last week, we saw Phineas teach a class. We met one of his students by the name of Biggs Kloosterskatter, who is actually spy Nathan Hale, and is also not very good at being a spy. The group found out that their school is in danger of appearing inauthentic because of the lack of success they've had. They've got to keep the lights on. And so they made a plan to host some sort of a dance to raise both awareness for the school, but also to get maybe some sponsors or some money or something like that. Meanwhile, Biggs Kloosterskater handed to Phineas a job working for a man named Caradoc Bryce. The group went first to get pies and pastries and things like that. They went on a pastry run. And then they went to find Mr. Bryce, who tells them that he's got knockers. He has spirits inside of his house that are stealing things. Notably, there's like a set of silverware. There was some jewelry, a present that he got for his goddaughter, all of which seemed to be made out of silver. And so the group decided to investigate this. Before they could do that, they wanted to go shopping to prepare themselves for both the dance and also to go to a street festival happening on the 15th, the next day, to spread word about the dance. While they were there, Saoirse saw a familiar face. It was Mary Pullman, who the group helped during season 1 to escape Boston and go to New York City. And when they saw her, Saoirse ran after her, caught up, grabbed her by the shoulder. Mary turned around with bloodshot eyes and a pained expression on her face as if she was struggling to speak and said, "Help me," and then plunged a knife into Saoirse's gut and then collapsed into a comatose state. And that's where we find ourselves. Saoirse, you've just been stabbed. You are, just so you know, mechanically, what we're talking about here is you have a moderate injury. You are bleeding, and which means that every few minutes we are going to take a point of damage. If it exceeds your brawn bonus, your BB, you die. And at the same time, you also can't defend yourself until this thing is healed, until you're stitched up by someone who knows what they're doing. I think that the other person nearby was Contentment. Is that right?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. But I think I was a little farther back. I think I had just come upon the scene as I saw both of them. You know, see them stabbing and falling. We kind of cut right as it happened. So
you see them standing next to each other, and then you see a sudden movement from this young girl who you don't know, and both of them fall to the ground. As they fall, the young girl drops a sack. It's like kind of a burlap sack, like about this big. It's not huge, and it tumbles to the ground. Some items falling out of it, and everything's on the ground. The crowd is starting to like notice that something's wrong and gather. What does Contentment do?
Weird question. The things that fell out of the sack, they don't happen to be like weird pieces of silver thimbles and forks and knives and things, do they?
Let's say that you're trying to keep your head about you in this situation, right? Yeah. So would you think to look to that, or should we have you roll maybe a resolve test?
I would say resolve, because I'm also like, I think as I'm looking at this, not sure where to look. This is probably also when I noticed, you know, the stab wound in my friend. So I would think resolve is applicable here.
This is pretty nasty. So how about a challenging resolve test? Something's wrong and you are alarmed.
So challenging just cancels out my bonus. Ooh. How about a 10 though? That's really good.
Ooh, a 10. Yes, very good. You rush forward, making your way through the crowd. You see that the things that have fallen out of this young lady's bag are all identical. They're all circular in nature. They're about this big, and they appear to be made out of silver. And they've all sort of scattered across the ground. There's maybe 3 or 4 that have fallen out of her bag. And then, of course, at the same time, you notice that Saoirse is bleeding from her gut, and this young woman is lying motionless on the ground.
Also, weird question.
Yeah.
Is the knife still in my gut, or did she pull it out?
I think it's still in there.
Okay.
That's an important question, because I think Contentment's looking down at the silver and is like, what in the, and then sees the knife sticking out of you, and her eyes start to bug out, and she's like, okay, are you bleeding from this yet? Can somebody please call for a barber, a surgeon, something? And I'm gonna try and like move you out of the middle of the street, so that, you know, yes, there's another unconscious person in the street, but one thing at a time. So I'm gonna make sure that you're, not gonna get trampled on or whatever.
Okay, so you're sort of hovering over Saoirse, protecting her, and sort of telling people, get help. Saoirse, what are you doing?
But
dying.
Saoirse's probably like maybe not going into shock quite yet, but is just like.
So
I've been stabbed in the stomach.
Yep.
This has not happened before. Interesting. Very shocked and probably just very wide-eyed, staring between Contentment and her stomach, and Mary on the ground, and back at her bleeding stomach, and back at Contentment, like, "Buga?"
So Contentment just like sits you down and then lifts your head up and is like, hey, all right, it's gonna be okay. I know what to do. I've seen this happen before. All right, trust me. All right, it's gonna be okay. And I would like to use my bandages that I have to either, I don't know if this would be heal bleeding or heal damage.
This would be heal bleeding.
Heal bleeding. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing a tourniquet on the street, which is nice.
Right.
Always nice to not have to do a tourniquet on the street. Okay.
And is that a heal check? Is that what that is?
That's what I'm looking right now.
I would think so.
Yes, heal. We are not in combat now. And how wounded is Saoirse?
We called it a serious wound.
Was it serious?
Yeah, it's serious.
So then it is, I have to spend a minute to do this. Basically have you sit still. Because that's a 75, I want to spend a coin to have you not bleed out and try to roll that again. Oh my God, that's even worse. 94.
The blood is gushing, and it's apparently it is maybe one of her intestines was nicked or something like that.
Okay.
And it's not great. There's like you put the bandages on as best you know how, but it just keeps coming and coming and coming, and you're not even sure you didn't know people had this much blood in them.
Yeah, literally colonial people thought the human body contained significantly more blood than it actually did, which is why bloodletting killed people so quickly, because they thought you had like 2 extra quarts of blood in you. And she's like, okay, see, I think we should just keep some pressure on this. I called somebody help.
The first minute has passed, and like anybody else who's present at the market that day, I'm not sure who else came along to roll an awareness check to see if they hear Contentment yelling for help. Just a standard awareness
I'd
check.
be there. Just one, because we all.
I think we all went to the market.
Yeah, we all maybe we all split up a little bit or went off in pairs or something.
We're all just off shopping.
Shopping and telling people. Yeah.
That awareness.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's very good.
Well, that's very good, actually. I got a 66, and I have to get a 67.
Okay.
Oh, you crit.
So you crit too. Wow.
Yeah, double digit below is a crit. So, Zeke, you not only notice that there's a commotion happening, but the crowd parts at just the right time, and you see Saoirse on the ground, Contentment hovering over her, and a crowd of people looking very concerned. And I just go directly towards them. Like, I am just pushing people. I'm like, move. And I'm just pushing people out the way. I'm like, what happened? What the hell happened?
Somebody came and stabbed her, and this isn't working. I have more, but this isn't working, and we need to do something. We need to do it now. Okay.
Saoirse tries to grab for Zeke.
He grabs her hand.
Mary.
Mary.
You first, Mary after.
That Mary Pullman is lying not too far away.
I don't know who Mary is, so I'm just whatever.
All right, Contentment. I need you to listen to me.
Okay.
That woman right there, that's Mary Pullman. I need you to get her to safety now.
Who's Mary Pullman?
She's someone very important that we helped out back in Boston.
She's the one that just stabbed Saoirse. And you're saying she helped you and you want me to...
Yes, she helped us. Yes, she helped us back in Boston, all right? We helped her and she helped us back in Boston. Why she stabbed her, I don't know, because right now, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm trying not to lose it because my girlfriend is dying in front of me. And he like grabs the bandages and he's like forcing them on her. He's like, now Contentment, I just need you to listen to me right now. Grab that young lady and get her out of here.
She looks at Zeke for a second, looks back to Saoirse and is like, all right, fine. Also, just want to pause for a second. You said girlfriend in front of me. I'm absolutely gonna have to talk about that back at the school.
Why are we like this? We always turn into taunting siblings. Your girlfriend.
I'll go. I'm still not great about, let's help the person that just stabbed my friend in the gut. So is she still unconscious?
Well, let's find out. Mary? You mean is Mary still unconscious?
Is Mary still unconscious?
Yeah, she is unmoving.
I want to see if I can maybe like hail somebody driving a cab or one of those little like chair things that they like carried rich people around in. Yeah. Yes, to get her back to the school area. And while we're if that's possible, while we're in there, she's getting her hands tied behind her back because she just stabbed my friend. And I'm just like, cool, I trust Zeke, but I just saw you stab someone, and I'll pick up her bag and throw her in the
tying her up, no problem.
Yep.
Cool. Waving someone down might be a little bit more difficult. So let's say leadership. As you are trying to command someone to stop and assist you. The fellowship check.
Okay. Can I roll another awareness check?
I would say by now, whoever's left notices this. So Nessa and Zeke or Phineas would definitely be making their way over.
Yeah, I passed my awareness check.
All right.
Oh, cool.
I was really bad, so I don't know.
I like to think that
eel pies.
So I like to think that what I actually heard, because Zeke crit success, so he beat me to it definitely. But what I think I heard was Zeke yelling, "Mary Pullman!" And Phineas is like, "Mary Pullman? Wait, what? What the fuck is she doing?" And and he recognizes Zeke's voice, so comes running in that direction.
Excellent. And Nessa, once she finishes shopping for eel pies, is just a short while behind.
Oh, Miss Eel Pies.
I'd like Zeke to make me once we have this leadership check from Contentment. I want Zeke get ready to make me a heal check to see if you can stop her from bleeding.
Is heal you said?
Heal, yes.
Okay.
So, I regret to inform you that I rolled a 93, so these dice are going in the trash can after 2 rolls in the 90s tonight.
Not great.
No, I'm having trouble, which is, it sucks because I think that my typical sort of way to convince people that they want to help me is by looking very, presentable and attractive and well put together. And I'm now dragging an unconscious teenager in a sack behind me, and I have blood all over my hands.
Fair.
So my usual tactics are being a little overridden by the fact that I look very suspicious.
You're going to have to drag this young lady on your own.
Oh boy. I'm just imagining the Into the Spider-Verse scene when it's like a kid dressed as Spider-Man is dragging a homeless corpse through the streets of the
exactly
city.
Right. Good job, Spider-Man. Zeke, make me that heal check, please.
Great.
36. Which
Okay.
is beneath the 41 that I needed.
Ooh, good. The bleeding stops. She's still very badly injured. And you think, just by looking her over with that successful check, you're going to need a doctor at least, maybe a surgeon, to look at her. Zeke, Nessa, and Phineas come running up at that moment as you're holding these bandages to her abdomen.
Holy shit!
What?
She got stabbed.
What happened?
Mary Pullman stabbed her. Mary Pullman stabbed her. And
Mary fucking Pullman stabbed? What the fuck?
Mary Pullman stabbed her. I don't know why she stabbed her, but she stabbed her and she passed out.
Something was wrong.
What do you?
Finn reaches into his
Something's
jacket.
wrong with Mary.
Finn reaches into his jacket and he gets out his pistol and he's like, "Where the fuck is she?"
She's right now. Contentment has her, and they're going over back to the school. She's passed out.
Come here, and I'm gonna grab Phineas's hand and Zeke's hand because I now have as folk healer a thing called We Are the Light.
Ooh,
Interesting.
It says effect: join hands with up to 2 allies, and all you make an incantation or resolve test to bind wounds. For every successful skill test, the person is restored 1 additional step up the damage condition track positively.
Oh, that's real good.
Wow.
So for every successful check, and that means everybody who is
Is this
hands.
up to 2 allies? So I guess, yeah. So I think the
So if
3
you
of
take
us
their hands,
basically all roll.
3 incantation successes, which I don't know if...
so it's incantation
Incantation
or
is
resolve.
a trained skill. Oh, incantation or resolve.
Or resolve, it says.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and with 3, she'll be magically healed. With none, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Is this like a let's join hands and say a prayer?
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, Nessa, what does Nessa do?
Yeah,
I'm asking for you.
How does she present this opportunity?
Because I know you said before that you get your powers from the Lord. So like
I do. It also says together we draw forth the healing powers from the grass, the stone, and the sky. Is kind of the little italic text for this.
This is 1776 New York, so there are all 3 of those things:
Yeah. So.
grass and stone and sky.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think she's gonna make them join hands and be like, wait, and get kind of circle around Cersei, and be like, right, and then she's gonna actually just grab some of the stones from the ground, and if there's some literally grab some grass and stuff, and just sort of like kind of grab them together and sort of like and put them onto her lap and sort of almost waft, like as if she's wafting the air into that
Moving the
whole
air,
sort of
yeah,
thing,
stirring it up. Yeah.
Phineas is looking at Zeke like, what the fuck is this?
and she just grabs his hand, and Zeke's be like, come on, you believe in me and believe in her, we gotta help her. And she's gonna start kind of like almost chanting a slightly Native American chant that she's picked up from her travels and things, because that's kind of what she was doing, why she's sort of grown into the folk healer thing. So she's seen this, and she's I don't know whether she's done it before. Let's say she hasn't. She watched it happen when she was on her travels at a camp, and she hasn't actually done it. So she's using her own belief in everything and hoping and praying that this is going to work. So,
all right. Well, let's find out. Incantation or resolve from the 3 of you.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's
failure.
If ever there was a time to use a coin.
Yeah,
oh,
it's a second
Lord.
failure. Nearly a critical failure, which would have been interesting. How does Zeke do?
I got I would like to use a coin for this.
Okay.
How many coins do we have?
all failed?
You all failed. We have
Yeah, I
2
failed.
player coins left now.
You do.
Oh no.
Do you want to spend one of those coins, Zeke? Or would you, out of character, recommend that somebody else spend that coin?
I mean, with these rolls.
So my willpower is 45%. I have like 3 dots next to it. Is that meant to up the actual percentage, or
Yes,
only
it does,
the?
yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
So I wondered that, because I thought it only did the number next to it. So
It goes up 1. It goes up 10 for every single dot.
It does?
But that's
Is
so
it-
wait,
is it
because
10 over
I
10
get
single dot?
confused, because there's the willpower thing, and there's bonus advantages, and under that there are like six spaces for dots, and I have 3 and an empty. But also under resolve I have a dot, so I thought that gave 10%.
The bonus
would for a result
just
check.
bonus advances just raise the. They don't change the percentage. They just raise the bonus number. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah.
So willpower, the WB
The
thing is now
WB
7,
would raise that
but
by
the
10. Or raise
percentage
that by
doesn't
1.
go up.
Yeah.
So it's the
percentage
dots
does
next
not
to
change.
resolve or to incantation that changes it. So yeah. So I still
That
only
adjusts
have a
to change the
55% from those.
I have a 50. I would have a 52 for resolve.
Yeah, no, I have a 40 for resolve. I need to spend a coin for that. Like,
So we don't. None of us are that particularly.
You've only got
high.
2 coins
None of us are
left.
that good. Kate's got the best chance of all.
yeah,
of
he
us.
has the
that's
best chance.
I say I give the coin to.
Yeah, I would say Nessa should
Okay.
take it.
I mean, there are 2 coins, so we can, in theory, 2 of us can try this. But
I'd
okay,
rather you re-roll.
I'm
I'd
gonna
rather
use
you do it
one.
twice. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna use one. Okay.
That means after this roll, players have 2. I have 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nessa should be.
Ah!
Yeah.
You said, Doc, you said I will be good. I will roll a 6. You lied. I told
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Okay, well, she's only seen it done, I guess. She's like,
Do it.
You have one more.
Do it again.
You have one more.
Do it again.
Do it
Do it
again.
again.
Use the last one. Go
Do it
for
again.
it.
The last. I don't care. Do it
do
again.
it.
Do it
Do
again.
it.
No, I don't think.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Oh,
For those
I
watching at
can't.
home, for those watching at home who
I
can't see
just take
these
the
rolls,
stones and I stuff them in the wound. I don't know what.
yeah, for those watching at home, Kate, would you like to share what your last 3 rolls have been? You're
Oh,
trying to
do
get
you
under a
not?
55.
Are we not seeing them on the
They don't
screen?
see these rolls, but you're
they
trying to
don't see
get
it.
under a
Oh, I
55.
thought they saw them. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to get under a 55,
Yeah.
and I managed to roll 98 on my first roll. My second roll was 74, and my third roll was 97.
Wow. The bleeding
That's why
starts
we
again.
were reacting that way.
We all mega failed that so
Yeah, we
hard.
did.
So hard.
I need
Oh my
to
God.
check in with Sid. Sid, what is Saoirse's brawn bonus, her
I'm
BB?
meant to be the healer.
It's not good, y'all. It's a 4.
Okay. We're at 2 minutes that this bleeding has been going. 2 more minutes. And
I die.
I'm going to grab Phineas's hands and I'm going to put them on the pressure on the wound. Do not move your hands from this wound.
You got it, boss. And
And I'm gonna-
Phineas is good for that. He's a strong boy. He can hold that.
And I'm going to get up and I'm going
Saoirse's
to
just grabbing at Zeke, like, no.
and I'm going to grab her by the face like, shh, listen to me. I'm going to try to find you some help. You're not going to die on me. I'm not going to let you die on me. All right? And he like gives her a kiss and he kisses her hands and he stands up and he books it. And I would like to use a feature that I have as the freebooter.
oh, okay.
Hold on, I gotta look it up again. Because I would like to see if this could work as a
I do have something else I can try.
Phineas is
Let's watch and see what Zeke does.
come on. It's basically where I basically say I know where to find things, but if I fail the roll, I become like I get like infamous in where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was wondering if I can make this roll so I can find like a back alley doctor that I know that I can get to ASAP. without any-
Excellent. Okay. What kind of roll is it? What's the roll?
Oh, I forgot what it is. Fudge.
Fudge is right. This is a freebooter feature. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Professions pamphlet. We're playing Flames of Freedom using the Zweihander system. It's out now. A new adventure from Flames of Freedom just came out. The Two Lodges.
Okay. Yeah. So, no, I don't think it
Freebooter.
really. Yeah.
This is a quirk. It's called I don't know. Does this work?
See, that's the thing is like.
Is it a talent?
It's a talent. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's not a talent. It's a quirk where anytime I use a legal, this wouldn't work in this situation.
Okay. Yeah. Kate said she had an idea. Kate, what is your idea?
Yeah.
I also have a talent that's field surgery. So yeah, basically it says it only takes you 1 minute, 3 action points to treat moderate or and serious injuries. In addition, it only takes you 10 minutes to perform surgery.
Okay, here's the issue.
We don't have 10 minutes.
She's gonna bleed out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but is this a is this that only takes 1 minute to treat serious?
I'm gonna say if you can succeed on a heal check, you'll be able to stabilize her. Okay, she'll still need to see a doctor after this.
Oh hell yeah, that's fine. I just
Can I just add a quick detail here? Just
please do.
Here that as I think Nessa's like probably getting out like sharp instruments that Phineas does not want Saoirse to be looking at because it'll make her panic. He is distracting her. He's holding pressure on that wound, and he's just like, hey, look at me, and like keep an eye contact. And he's singing like the rhythms to the things they were dancing to earlier. He's like, hey, remember how does the waltz go? How's the waltz go? Bum 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 bum. 1, 2, 3. Good, you got it.
Tell me that heal check.
I don't wanna.
Singing a minuet.
I don't wanna. Oh boy. Oh god. Right. What is my heal? What am I aiming for here?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Oh, it's I need to boost these somehow. I got a 43 in intelligence. I got a heal dot, so 53.
Can I make an argument that by keeping Saoirse calm and not going into shock, I'm helping?
Yeah. Happy patients heal faster.
It's true. It is true.
So, why don't you roll a 10s dice as well?
So just roll a d10?
Yeah. That's probably the best boost you're going to get, Kate.
Got a 5. I don't know if that helps.
Needs a 53 or lower.
Okay, so it could help.
Kate, what'd you get?
19!
Yes, there we go.
Okay. She knows the field surgery. The magic was a test. It didn't work. We'll just stick with what we know.
Fuck the mysticism. Good old fashioned scalpels.
Just absolutely just stitch that bitch up.
Oh my
God.
Absolutely
Just
stitch that
your
bitch
girl
up.
pale. Your girl been pale. Your girl
gosh.
freckly and pale as hell. Your girl translucent right now.
You
She's
saved
pale.
2 lives because Mary Pullman was about to fucking get it if Saoirse died and y'all came back with dead Saoirse. And Contentment would have
Mary
just
Pullman
been like,
would have caught it. That would have been it. It's like, oh no, that's
my
it.
God.
I don't care. That's a wrap for you, kid.
Okay, so without
who
like
she is?
Yeah.
Like,
without too many gory details, I definitely think though, like this is definitely like Phineas is keeping Saoirse distracted so she doesn't pay attention to what Ness is about to do. And it's field surgery. This probably hurts like a motherfucker. I would say
it's less along the line of stitches and more along the lines of Nessa heating up a knife and searing her guts closed.
yeah.
Yep. And I think Phineas gives Phineas. Oh, what would it be? Phineas takes. He has a knife. He takes.
She needs something bite down on, y'all.
Yeah, so he takes the knife off of his belt and gives the knife to Nessa to cauterize to use, and then he takes the leather scabbard and is like, "You're gonna want to bite down on that," and and he doesn't tell her why, but just says like, "Yeah, you're gonna need this."
She's a smart gal. I think she figures it out.
Yeah.
She's like panicking and pale, and then you do that, and she goes.
It's just like, come on.
Come on, Finn, come on.
The bleeding slows. Everybody involved in the scene, all of you are going to take 6 points of conflict.
Boy, howdy.
Hell yeah! I think Kate.
I would like to argue. I would like to argue that I take 9 because it's fucking Cersei.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
I am taking 9. I am
He
giving
takes 9. Saoirse, because of the pain of this field surgery, I'd like you to roll me a resolve check too to see if you take any peril.
Okay. What is my resolve?
My heart rate's not going to come down for a while from that one.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. 58. Yeah. Okay. That's a 10.
Oh, very nice. Okay. You succeed, and you kind of just like we described, as Phineas tries to like sort of distract you. Instead, I think Saoirse draws from a well of reserve within herself. Yeah, and
doesn't even let him finish saying that. You're gonna want to
give me that.
Give me that fucking thing.
I want it for. God damn it.
Maybe you get like really lucky and just pass out super quick, and you're like, resolve. What's that?
Right. It's about this time. I mean, first of all, let me paint this picture one last time. Yeah. Zeke is running around like a chicken with his head cut off, looking for help. The three of you, Nessa and Phineas and Saoirse, are all sort of right on the ground, and Contentment is dragging Mary Pullman.
Like, everybody covered in blood. Everybody covered in blood.
Yep. At this point, Contentment, you are dragging. I imagine like you have your arms like underneath her armpits and like pulling her. So, she's about your size.
Yeah, I'm short, so I think I'm probably doing a little bit of a fireman carry thing, because that's probably just use the full structure of my body to lift this with my legs.
You are Quasimodoing like Mary Pullman through this marketplace. The crowd has basically they're all watching, and through the crowd bursts a man with a medical bag, and apparently someone had gone to fetch them, and they only just now arrived. Thanks fucking a lot. And he sees you dragging this one. He says, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
Not this one. That way. That one. Get out of my way.
All right. And he runs over to the rest of the group, and he says, "What's happening? What's going on? Oh goodness! What does it smell? It smells like bacon."
Ugh.
He's looking to Nessa and Phineas.
Yeah. And he looks sort of like steaming knife thing.
Yeah, I feel like Phineas and Nessa, like, we have that moment where we look at each other and then look at this guy. We're like, "Are you fucking serious, man? Like, it's the cauterized flesh of this woman's body that we just did because you weren't fucking here."
I had to travel 8 blocks to get here. And he
True
sort of,
New Yorker. I don't walk 8 blocks.
It's rush hour.
Rush hour.
He sort of kneels over and looks over your work, Nessa, and says, "Surprisingly good. We might want to follow up back at the hospital." And he says, "Do you know?" And he like is looking at up and down. He says, "Do you know where? What's the name of the hospital? I'm looking for it right now. I've got it written down here. Hospital.
Mount Sinai.
Yes, that's it."
He
says, "Do you know where St. Paul's Church is?" And you do. It's over by the Common. It's not too far from the school. Yes. Bring her there. We're using it as a field hospital. I'm Dr. Warren, and he shakes. Well, he goes to shake your hand, sees they're covered in blood. And,
yeah.
I shake the fuck out of his hand covered in blood.
Okay, great. He recoils a little bit as you embrace his hand with your slimy own hand, and then
seeing blood.
Yeah, he roll me a scrutinize check.
Okay. Well, never mind. 74.
Yeah, maybe. He looks kind of pale, and he says, "Okay, very good." And he like takes out a handkerchief and like coughs into a handkerchief.
Oh.
And you see that on the back of his neck he has like these pustules that are kind of like dotting the back of his neck, kind of like really, really bad pimples, but they're like everywhere.
Like smallpox?
I don't know. You wouldn't be able to know without that scrutinized check. But it looks nasty.
That's Colin-esque.
Okay. Well, Colin's got
does he have the bubonic plague?
Colin's got to keep tuning into Flames of Freedom here on InfiniteRP.
Phineas doesn't. I mean, this is one place where Phineas has a benefit, because not only does Phineas not understand germ theory, no one understands germ theory at this point. So I'm sure this is fine.
As we all learned last season, if it is smallpox, Phineas is fine. Because early in the Revolutionary War, George Washington made all of his soldiers get a smallpox vaccine.
Yep.
Required them to do it because vaccines work.
God damn it.
Just waiting on the ghost rot vaccine and then we'll be A-okay.
Actually, we got this. It's a new strain of ghost rot. It's ghost rot omega. So,
oh no, ghost rot Omicron.
Airborne ghost rot.
So he says, yes, bring her to the church and we'll look her up. And so he then saunters back over to Contentment and says, and what happened to this woman? Did she faint? Did she have hysteria? The vapors?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, let me see. And he like looks her up and down. Oh, he looks surprised. He says, yeah, you had better bring her along as well. Yes, I'll meet you. I'll meet you at the church. And he heads off towards the west side of town.
And she just is like
leaves you there with his body.
Turns around.
Yeah, thanks.
Schleps unconscious Mary Pullman back to the rest of the group and is like, all right, so where are we going? Saoirse all right? Is she okay?
False. Saoirse will make it.
We need to get her to the field hospital.
I'll go ahead and say Saoirse's unconscious. Yeah.
I feel like she might have passed out.
She passed out. Yeah.
It's been a big day.
It's been a big day. Yeah.
Okay.
Been a day.
We'll say that eventually, I mean, besides the kind of weirdness of dragging two bodies through the street, you do eventually find a mode of transportation. People with horse-drawn carriages. You find someone with a wagon that smells like fish inside, but offers to let you put the ladies in the wagon. And
oh, you don't understand. I can't put her down. I was afraid she was going to try and make a run for it. So when I tied her hands, I also tied her hands to me.
So you're also in the wagon?
I am also in the wagon. Yep.
And you all make your way over to the field hospital. This is another historical thing. This is this church was used by both sides of the army for as a field, the American field hospital during Revolutionary War. And as you pull up, a group of volunteers, mostly clergy, nuns, people like that, are able to help get Mary and Saoirse inside. One of them fusses at Contentment a little bit before untying her from Mary. just sort of like, what are you doing? Let me untie that. And they untie you from your quarry.
Mrs. Doyle volunteers at the field.
Apparently. Mrs. Doyle's daughter, Gertrude.
I want to be careful with this one. We need to make sure that she's not armed before she's admitted.
Of course she's armed. She's got 2 arms.
And
give me that's Contentment, not Anna. Anna loved that.
Contentment hates puns. The rest of you walk in, and all up and down. It's basically they've taken this church and they've like moved all the pews out. They've had to like unbolt them from the ground, and there are just cots up and down. It smells awful in here. There are people with amputated limbs. A lot of Continental soldiers. It appears like it's being occupied right now by the American forces. And the doctor sort of finds a bed for them and then pulls you each aside and gets the details. And you relay this whole thing to him. And he says, well, one of Miss Gertrude Doyle, who's one of our young assistants, said that you were tied to this woman, saying you did not want her to get away, Miss Hussey? Is that correct?
Mrs. Hussey, yes.
My pardon. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Why were you tied to her?
Because she went and you see that woman over there, the one with the gaping stab wound in her gut. Yes, this harmless looking little unconscious nobody stabbed my friend here, and so thought she was dangerous and didn't want her to stab anybody else or get away without us at least figuring out what's happening here. So
well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that your friend Miss Saoirse should make a full recovery. We're going to give her some strawberry extract to raise her blood count and
strawberry extract.
Yes. And then after a short while, she should be back on her feet. She may even be able to leave with you today, although she will be sore for quite some time. The bad news, on the other hand, is that if you are hoping to question this young lady, Miss Pullman, was it? I'm afraid you're going to have to wait. She is unresponsive. Has fallen into a bit of a coma, I'm afraid.
Well, frankly, my friends here have worked with her in the past. I don't know her, but there's a chance that, we could just take her back to our place to rest and recuperate. I'm sure you at least need the bed for people with more serious injuries.
Oh, yes.
If she's just unconscious, I mean, she can do well to just rest up at home. And
well, I suppose if you're and he coughs like everywhere.
Ugh.
And he says, I suppose if you're offering, that would be preferable, yes.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine, yes. Stress, my humors are out of balance. And he turns around and wanders off. And I think all of you by now have noticed that several people here, not many of the soldiers, but other patients here at the field hospital are marked with these same kind of pox scars that he has on his skin. And you're all like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Did I show up at the field hospital, or am I still looking for a doctor?
I think you all showed up, I would assume.
I like to think that I showed up at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
In the conversation, you hear Zeke yelling at the front of this area. He's like, look, look, woman, curly red hair, freckles. Is she okay? Point me to her. Where the hell
does she have a name? What happened to her?
Her name is Move, and he tries to shove past this old lady, but Grandma's strength is probably keeping him in place.
Mm-hmm. No, this isn't Grandma. This is Gertrude Doyle, who's Mrs. Doyle's granddaughter, who is rebelling against her grandmother by.
I'm fine with you.
She is also 87 years old.
Yes,
they're both 87. Mysterious.
It's weird. It's weird.
Still has Grandma's strength.
It's spooky Revolutionary War. Remember?
Yeah.
Zeke, you make your way inside, and you find your way to Saoirse's bedside just as Saoirse is waking up and regaining consciousness. And Saoirse, you see Zeke there as this is all happening at the same time as Dr. What was his name? Warren is talking to the others about Mary.
When Saoirse's eyes open, Phineas is at her bedside. So when her eyes open, he immediately guys, she's waking up. And then sees Zeke coming in and is like, I'll give him the room. And just as he just walks past Zeke, and as he walks by, just claps his hand on his shoulder.
And the humor is not lost on the rest of you that when he says, I'll give him the room, I mean, we're all in one big open room. Sick people everywhere. But yes, not unappreciated. Yeah. It does not go unnoticed. And
she just woke up, bud. Go talk to her.
He pats his hand as he claps her and heads over to Saoirse's side. He kneels next to her, takes her hand. Hey.
Hello.
Got a
I
hole
didn't
in
die.
You. No, you didn't die.
Promised.
No, you didn't. You got a hole in you, but you didn't die like you promised. Whew. Oh boy. I thought I lost you for a second there.
When I make a promise, I keep it.
Yeah.
Can we go home?
That's true. Yeah. Let's get you home. He helps her up and supports her on him, and looks around. I can take her, right? No, doctor. Gertrude ain't gonna stop me, is she?
Gertrude says, you have to fill out the paperwork. And she draws a big X on a piece of paper and hands it over to you.
There you go.
You don't even know how to read.
No, she doesn't.
see that as I'm just like yucking up Mary Pullman to drag her back to the house.
Yep.
So all of you with the comatose body of Mary Pullman in tow.
Real quick though, as you say, she can't read. Gertrude, if you ever want to stop by the Tamere Society, we could work on your letters and penmanship.
Oh, I don't like to write letters. Everyone I know lives in New York. Just talk to them to the faces.
That logic is sound, actually. That's some sound logic.
I'll just walk it down, you know.
And so you're all starting this walk back, and just before we go to break here, as you're all walking, you realize that you left that sack that Mary was carrying back at the marketplace.
No, I was gonna say I had taken it when I picked her up. I left it? Really?
Would you like to spend a coin to say that you remembered it?
Do we have any left to spend?
Do we have one?
We don't have
felt
any
like
left
we
to
didn't have
spend.
any.
We do.
Burned through all of them.
We are currently at. Y'all have 2, and I have 4.
Really?
I thought we burned all of them trying to save.
Nope. Nope, you still got some.
Oh.
I think you had 3, and 1 went back and forth. Oh, you know what? Maybe you do have 1.
I think we're down to 1.
I mean,
so this is your last
we're
one.
only down to 1 at least.
Do we want to use it for this? Especially since we're going to do it.
It's kind of important to what our next
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It also feels like though we're blowing up Doc's cool cliffhanger before the.
Well, let's take the break to decide. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-minute break. We are going to go and stretch and get some drinks and snacks, and y'all should do the same. And when we come back, since we hit our reach week goal, I will wear the wig for everybody watching at home, and we'll find out what the group does next. So everybody stay right there. Go. You can still retweet. You don't have to stop, and we'll see you in just a minute. welcome back. Hair toss. Welcome back. Everybody, whole cast, hair toss.
It's not nearly as nice with the
Colin, not very. Colin, not really.
And maybe this little bang will kind of. No, not really.
Welcome back,
Wally,
Flames
look at
of
those
Freedom.
locks.
Every person in the party is alive.
For now.
Even me.
But I do want to have just so we were talking about this over the break. We were talking about this back off camera. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say backstage. That doesn't make any sense. We're talking about this off camera, and like we said last season and before the break, Washington made all people working under him get the smallpox vaccine as sort of early and like under trial. It was the smallpox beta vaccine, right? I was like, oh, does this work? And right. So they've all been vaccinated except for Contentment. So I'm gonna have Contentment roll me a resolve check.
Hey.
I love this PSA you're putting in the middle of this episode of Flames of Freedom. This is why we get
every season.
vaccinated,
Now,
kids.
if you're wondering, does Flames of Freedom from Zweihander and Andrews McNeil Publishing have rules for smallpox? Of course it does.
Yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does.
No, it does.
Can I make a request of the historian?
Yes.
Can I roll
Yes.
this? No.
Yes.
Well, my request is, can I roll this secretly and send the result to you?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
It's not
Yes.
like you just, get exposed to something and then find out immediately you have it, as we all know,
Right.
I'm sure. So, okay. Resolve, you say? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I am
Game face. Game face. Don't tell us.
messaging you in the Zoom chat.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So the rest of the group is walking back to the school. You have.
Y'all are gonna make Saoirse walk. That is not.
I am not making Saoirse walk.
Okay, are you carrying her like officer and a gentleman? Is that
I am carrying her like officer and a gentleman.
Oh.
Okay.
And stopping every block to go.
Every couple blocks.
Yeah, Zeke, like we got to get all the way down to like Battery Park. So
and like about halfway home, Saoirse, you're not like 100%, but you're like, I'm fine, I can walk. Like you could get down and walk if you want. I don't know if Zeke insists on carrying you the rest of the way. Like a big baby.
Nuzzling.
A big baby.
Nuzzling like a big old baby.
No, Zeke like halfway there. Zeke is like, all right. Well, fuck, why are we at the top of the hill? I love you, Saoirse. He just walking, seems like walking up the hill.
Oh, we know. Contentment says from underneath Mary Pullman's pile of petticoats.
What do you mean?
Called her your girlfriend.
Petticoats everywhere.
yeah, but you just said
From underneath a pile of skirts.
I mean, we all knew that they were dating and everything, so them being a girlfriend's not that strange. But he did just say "I love you" a moment ago, and that seems like a
that escalated.
that escalated.
Okay. First of all.
Take a deep breath, Zeke.
Yep. And he sits down on a knee and like has Saoirse sitting on his knee. It's like,
You want it? I can carry it too. You want?
no, I'm good.
Okay.
Good. I'm good.
Okay.
First of all, you heard me say I love her many times. The first time was under duress, and we thought we were dying. But this is for the first time, I suppose I'm saying it out loud in public, just admitting my love for her.
Oh, so you waited until we were under duress and she was dying.
Oh my gosh.
You notice a young couple walking arm in arm past you on the street, and the young one of the members of this couple, we won't gender norm them, but one of them slaps the other one and says, "See, he can say it." Like, I don't know what your problem is.
You can do bad.
Maybe it's the fact that she gets slapped by the other person.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe
We don't know and we'll never know the ins and outs of their relationship.
I hope they come back.
You hope the recurring characters.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll name them and give them a full backstory off camera.
Okay,
that'd be great.
Done. We're going to give them, but just to keep in mind that they might be same-sex couple, they might not. They might be non-binary. They might be agender.
We don't know.
We're just going to give them just names, like that could be any gender. And you finally make it back to the school. Howie is waiting for you at the door, and looks out. He says, "This is young Mary Pullman, yes?"
Yep.
The hospital sent word ahead. You took a long time to get home.
Well, we didn't really do it the most efficient way because Zeke insisted on carrying Saoirse, who I'm pretty sure can walk right now, actually. But
I mean, I am quite tired from being stabbed.
I think it is important to Mr. Zeke to carry her because he loves her, which he has said many times.
I said
Come
that
inside. We
many
can put Mary in the spare room.
Yeah, can we get this is really nice, but I have been carrying her and nobody offered to take her, so I want to find this kid a bed, and we have some questions that we need to
ask. And Howie takes her from you with surprising strength. And
nothing about Howie is surprising to me. It's just like, oh, okay.
That's Howie.
Nothing and everything.
You have these powers. Cool.
Right. Howie basically glides up the stairs.
Yeah, Howie like a vampire?
Do they work
how they do the glide thing?
You don't know. Maybe they're just very graceful.
Like he sets
basically Essek, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Great. Yep.
Like sets Saoirse down.
Oh, that's a Critical Role reference.
Oh,
okay.
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
I was falling asleep.
Takes her up to the spare room. He says, "I will make her comfortable," and you all sort of get inside. Saoirse, you feel almost back to your normal self by now.
I unceremoniously drop her in a chair because I found out that she can walk now.
Drops are good,
but it's not like unceremonious, but it's like a little there, like just sets her down. But then he then leans in and presses his forehead against hers, and just stays there for a little bit, and then stands up. All right. So what are we gonna do about Mary?
There's something about Mary.
I was trying so hard to avoid that.
That was actually the original Zweihander Cool Rulebook adventure. So yeah, who's Mary?
Right. So Mary Pullman,
the young lady that stabbed me.
Yes, that part I did catch. But who is she to all of
We helped her.
Us? You?
We helped her back in Boston.
Did you help her learn to use a knife, perhaps? Or did she get that as an extracurricular?
That's what happened.
I'm actually remembering that she was rather good with a pistol as well.
Oh, God.
Wasn't bad.
Well...
Yeah, but we helped to get out. She needed to get out, so we helped.
She's a good egg.
I don't understand why she would do this. But clearly something's not right with her if she's not even woken up yet.
Did she say anything to you before that happened?
She said, "Help me." And then she stabbed me.
And she dropped this bag on the ground, and a bunch of silver disc things popped out, started rolling all over the place. I want to take a closer look at those and see, are these just flat discs of silver? Are they real silver? Do they have markings?
Yeah, I mean, when you looked at them in the heat of the moment, you looked at them hi Ori. You looked at them in a rush, right? You were distracted, and so you reach in and you pull one out. Just at first glance, every item in this bag is identical, and you pull one out, and on closer inspection, it's kind of like a puck-shaped thing, and you realize that it's a compact. It's like a compact mirror, where it's silver, sterling silver on the outside, but there is it's not engraving. It's right. It's because it's three-dimensional, but it's decoratively made to resemble roses growing in a garden. So there's vines intertwining, and there are these rose buds sort of looping and crossing back and forth on one another. And at the end of them, the one in the very center has a thorn with a single drop of some sort of liquid coming from the end of the thorn. And you open it up, and it's a silver mirror. So it's a mirror on the inside that's I don't know if it's made out of silver or what, but it's polished in such a way. It's a mirror.
Didn't Carrot Dog said he had bought such a mirror for his goddaughter?
Yeah, silver mirrors and stuff. They're saying that things like this were going disappearing.
So
Mary Pullman.
Why does...
Is Mary the goddaughter?
Being possessed by whatever stole the mirrors.
I don't believe Mary was the goddaughter, because I think he told us his goddaughter's name, and it was not Mary.
Yeah, I don't think.
And she was much younger, I think, too. Like, I thought that this was a small child.
Mary's about 19 by now.
And Mary's a teenager, yeah.
So, you think Mary is involved with stealing all this stuff?
Then why would she say, help me?
I thought maybe that was just to get Sash's attention before sinking the knife in.
It's true, distraction tactics. That's
But if she was
It
just
was
trying...
more than that. Her eyes were bloodshot. She was struggling to speak. It was something more.
And if she was trying to just get your attention, I mean, the sensible thing, thankfully, she didn't do this is, to stab someone and then run away, not stab someone and then pass out on the spot and stay unconscious despite all of our best efforts to revive her.
Well, I mean, that's never really part of somebody's plan, is it? I mean, no one writes into their plan, all right, this is the part where I pass out and stop moving for a long time. I mean, look, end of the day here, the only way we're ever going to find out what happened is we got to wake Mary the fuck up and talk to her.
We do.
pretty much.
I'm afraid that is not an option, says Howie standing right next to you.
Jesus Christ, Howie, come on. Knock,
Oh,
please, knock.
Call Howie for short. That would be great.
What's that?
What
was that, Doc?
It would be great if just like you called a Howie, if you called them Howie for short, because that's a very Phineas name for someone.
Wait,
Howie.
I'm like, this is not computing in my brain. Like,
I'm sorry, it might be an ADHD thing for us. Their name is a Howie.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I've been calling him just Howie this entire time. I didn't know there was a vowel.
And what I'm saying is you should keep calling them Howie.
Yeah,
I thought that was a character choice.
I thought that was a character choice too.
I thought that was just his name. I thought his name was just Howie, like short for Howard.
Yeah, I thought that was his Phineas being Phineas.
I love you. I love it
very
so
much.
That was amazing.
Well, that's awesome.
Colin is wonderful.
No, that was.
Anyway, Howie is standing next to all of you and says, she is still unresponsive. It may take some time. Right. Something unusual. It is not medical in nature.
So should we call like Nessa? Is this something that you know anything about, or should we call like a preacher?
Hey, Nessa.
Nessa
saved the life. Nessa saved Saoirse's life. She can probably fix this, right, Nessa?
I can do my best. Can I roll to see if I like? Yeah. I wanna. So Howie said not to wake her, like, but
sure.
Can we?
Are you trying to wake her up? Or are you trying to figure out what's wrong with her?
If I open her eyes, like, what do they look like? Like, as in, if I just lift an eyelid and stuff to see. Yeah, are they like still bloodshot? Are they sort of?
I think that.
I mean, I do have smelling salts and stuff, but like, I don't think if he said not to wake her, and to be honest, we don't know what's wrong with her. We kind of want to figure this out first, a little bit, and I think as well. I think Nessa thinks she's possibly trying to self-heal to a certain degree if she's passed out naturally. Like,
I would say, depending on what you want to learn, if you want to figure out what's wrong with her physically. That would probably be a heal check. If you want to figure out what's wrong with her, if there's something supernatural going, that might be an incantation check.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's probably right. Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Being firm in my decisions.
That's fair enough. And we did so well on the incantation. I think I want to know if she's well. Yeah, like supernaturally.
Okay.
It sounds like from what people are saying.
Do you have an incantation's a trained skill?
I do have a dot next to it.
Yeah, I figured you did.
So this is the 55 I need to roll again.
Hmm?
Oh my god! I should not roll anything ever again.
That, for those watching at home, is 100, which is a critical failure.
No.
I think you should start rolling normal, like physical dice.
Normal dice,
forward.
maybe. Maybe.
It's physical dice time, I think.
Learned there's something supernaturally wrong with your dice.
With roll 20.
Yeah.
And with roll 12, but we know there's something supernaturally wrong with roll 20. Sorry,
Yep.
roll 20.
We are going to say, here's what we're going to say is, first of all,
Do I get possessed?
you have no idea. I mean, you just don't know if there's foul magic afoot or not, but you do take 4 points of conflict from that failure. Just shaken in your trust in your own abilities.
That makes sense.
After this day, like a day like this.
Yeah, I mean, she's tried to use sort of magic twice now, and really done bad. Like
she's got
made it worse. Like yes, so started bleeding again. Like and nothing. Like so not good.
Okay, she grows frustrated, and the one thing you do notice as you're looking her over, just as a freebie, is when you open up her eyes. You do like look in her eyes. Eyes are the window to the soul, etc., etc. It's all part of the whole incantation thing. You're looking at them, and they're still, they're not even just bloodshot. Like she doesn't look like me during my first year of college. They're bright red. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, they're like abnormally so. You do notice that.
I don't know what's wrong, but something is very wrong with her right now. I can't figure out what it is.
It's okay. It's been a long day.
Well, I know, but that's when we need to be better. Because we need to be able to do this stuff when it happens, not because it's been an okay day.
Look,
we all had a day, all right? People got stabbed. We had to heal people last minute in the streets. It's been a day. Mary Pullman is just one extra thing that we got to worry about right now. So I think right now we should just wait till she wakes up.
Yeah, we need to keep an eye on her. If she wakes and, attacks someone again or disappears, so we need to keep watch on her before she wakes.
I will stay here and watch over her. But I can defend myself. This is not a problem.
We can take turns. And
Howie, you need to sleep as well.
Mm-hmm. You might need a good long nap. Actually,
Howie, do you not need to sleep?
Okay.
Hey, Howie, how's your musical coming along?
What?
It's good. I have some character development work to do.
That's good. I mean, okay.
I'm almost to the entr'acte.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm sure it's going to be a masterpiece. You didn't hear about Howie's musical? That's great.
No, I didn't hear about Howie's musical. Howie, what's about this musical that you had?
It's a work in progress. I do not like to share until it's finished.
Come on, Howie, we're friends. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair. You're right.
Everyone has their process.
I'll tell you.
I have a process.
I'll tell you what I know about it later.
Does anyone want some tea or
I would
coffee?
love some tea.
I'd love some tea, actually.
I have already made tea.
That's great because, Anna wants to give everyone some tea / coffee because the second that we drink this in Flames of Freedom, the book, the series, we get to go back to unhindered on our peril track, and I feel like just in case Miss Mary Pullman decides to wake up in the middle of the night and stab a bunch of people or go all poltergeist on us, I at least would like to be a little bit caffeinated before we have to rise to the next emergency. That would be.
And also, it's never not a bad time for tea.
Correct. Hence the tea.
Right. And as you sit around sipping the tea, Howie says, "Again, I am well rested. I can watch over her if you wish to take care of any other business. It is getting late in the day, and tomorrow is the day of this street festival.
Oh, yes.
That is much appreciated. Thank you. Well, should we try to make any progress on the whole thing with the knockers, or... I mean, well...
Oh, I'm getting the feeling that the stuff with the knockers might be related to Mary, especially if the silver stuff is being swiped.
That might be what we need to wake her up. Right. If she's being, you know, possessed or something by this, we could just... I mean, we have all of the bait right here. We have a bag full of silver. This house isn't exactly, you know, a palace or anything, but definitely got some, you know, valuable metallic instruments or coins and things of that nature.
Perhaps some of us do go to Caradoc's house as well, just to rule out the Tommy Knockers idea. Perhaps if there is something supernatural happening, that might give us some insight as well.
I'll go.
Right. No one is going by themselves.
Okay.
I'll go too. I could get out of the house.
All right. Sure. Should I go on?
Yes.
Always go on.
Mm-hmm.
Until we know.
I was going to go no matter what you said. Don't worry.
And until we know exactly what on earth is going on, I would suggest that we all go armed.
Yeah.
So, let's say it's getting close to sunset. And you make plans to go and investigate the house of Caradoc Bryce with the address that he gave you. And so who's going? Let's be clear about that. Who's going to check out this?
Me and Hussy, I think.
Yeah.
Hussy and
I'll say watching
Rut. Attorneys at
buddy
law.
cop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Attorneys at law.
Cop movie right there.
And the rest of you are staying to watch over.
Hussy and Rut, LLC.
We just take the same thing as the third profession and become lawyers on the side.
Amazing.
Oh, I like
Actually,
Saoirse will actually pull.
That's a good build for me.
Hey, you should go with the others.
Sure, I mean, you're fine.
I'm okay. I'll be here with Nessa, and I should probably not move around too much for a little while. So we'll stay here with Mary, and I'll be fine.
He looks a little conflicted.
She just kind of puts a hand on his cheek. I'll be fine.
All right. You just take it easy. Just drink some tea. All right.
Yeah.
And he grabs his two guns, puts them in the holsters, and heads after the others.
And so, as a reminder, in case you weren't at zero on peril, everybody is unhindered, thanks to the tea. Just that's what tea does. And the Hussy, Rut, and Brathright. Brathright, Hussy, and Rut.
Brathright, Hussy, and Zeke.
Right, there you go. I'll head out to this address. Just quickly, we don't have to do a whole scene here. What did Nessa and Saoirse do back at the house while they're gone?
I'm trying to take care of Saoirse because she's been stabbed. I mean, like, so she's gonna be pretty needs time to recover and stuff. So I think, you know what I think? I think Nessa feels like she's not been. Well, it's been a day that where she doesn't feel like she's been she's there. She's fulfilling the role that she feels she should be fulfilling. She was, you know, she almost couldn't help save her life on the street, and then she couldn't figure out what's wrong with Mary either, and so I think she's kind of just generally fussing in a way that makes her feel like she's doing something, even if it's not much. Like, it's just getting tea and doing stuff. Like, Howie's probably trying to stop her from doing things because he can do it, but she's just going, I will pick up things and I will move things and I will get blankets, and she's doing a lot of fussing.
I think Howie lets you be useful.
I think
like,
Saoirse also lets you be useful.
Like with that sort of like I think if we were to look inside Howie's maze-like mind, they know that they don't need you to do these things, but they're going to let you do these things. And just sort of like watches you pace around the room, grab things and make yourselves busy. And like when you ask a Howie questions, they're like, like, Howie, I found this in the back. I know. You know, just like saying mysterious things like that.
Yeah.
What is Saoirse doing?
Letting her fuss. And then when they have a moment after she's, fluffed a pillow 8 times and can no longer fluff it any further. Nessa?
Yeah, yes, what can I do?
I'm very comfortable, thank you.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Nothing's happened to me. It's everyone else that seems to be having problems. But
You did have to operate on a friend in the middle of the street. I wouldn't say that's nothing.
Well, that's what I do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I burnt you up so bad. You were bleeding.
Please, you saved my life.
Well, yeah, we did. Yes, just about do that. I'm sorry I wasn't there when it happened. I don't understand why this even happened. I don't understand why Mary would do this.
I do not think she was in her right mind.
No. I don't really understand what's going on, but that seems certain for sure. I just hope we can help her. Otherwise, she's a danger to herself and everyone.
I'm sure we will figure it out.
Yeah. No, we will. I mean, hopefully they'll figure things out at the house, and she'll wake up, and it'll all become clear. And tomorrow's another day. So.
Yes.
Yes. You sure you're okay? You sure you're feeling okay?
I am more comfortable than I should be allowed for the afternoon that I have had.
Ain't no such thing. Be as comfortable as anyone. Oh. So.
Howie brings out tiny sandwiches.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You should not have any more tea.
Right, no, yeah, a little too much, maybe. It's very good tea, though.
Perfectly bite-sized.
Yes.
Thank you.
Each tray is specifically tailored to the size of each of your mouths. Miss Nessa's mouth is slightly larger than yours.
I've been taking molds of your mouths.
While you sleep.
It's like bite shapes now.
Literally in it's a dental outline of your teeth.
That's horrible.
Turn around to say something and they're gone.
Picks up one of hers and then picks up one of Nessa's.
They're slightly different.
It is just slightly larger, but not even very noticeably.
And we go from there to the rest of the group, who are on the way. You come across the pub where you first found Caradoc Bryce, and looking through the windows, you see that he's still inside, obviously drunk, and sort of sees you and waves at you through the window, and he's like, you can hear him yelling like through the glass, right? So it's kind of muffled. He's like, "Knickers! Go looking for my knickers!"
Yeah.
Hi.
The knockers. Can you just come out here and talk to us?
All right. And he hoists himself down off of the chair. And again, he's got one leg that's a prosthetic. It's a peg leg, and he hobbles towards the door. He's like, All right. Why did I have to walk all the way over here?
I just give you some exercise. All right, listen. We were wondering. We'd like to ask you more questions about, the situation that you're in with the knockers.
I told you already. It's knockers. They took my silverware. They took my some jewelry that belonged to my late wife. They took my the gift that I got from my goddaughter Evelyn. It's all gone. Hear them walking at night while I try this.
The gift was would you say that gift was a mirror or something like that?
Aye, it was a mirror, small, compact mirror. Aye.
Like glances over at Contentment and Phineas, like,
I think we might have found your knocker.
You found him. Sorry, I can't not laugh at it.
What I said.
Well, we at least found some of your missing items. Have you been visited by the knocker since all of these things went missing, or?
Oh, aye, last night again. Well, you were all sitting around on your arses. You came in and took a medal that I had won for service to the queen. Although I don't care about the queen anymore, or the king, whoever is in charge, whichever one. The queen.
He could be Scottish and very Scottish nationalist.
Yeah. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what it is.
Very Scottish nationalist.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Was there a medal in that bag of shit that we found from Mary Pullman?
Oh, there's not. No.
No.
It's mirrors all the way down.
Mirrors. Yeah.
Well, we found a mirror.
All right. Let me see. Where is it?
Take the one with the roses and stuff out.
And when you looked through that bag, they all had those rose designs carved into them. Yeah.
Are they all identical? Like in every respect?
Oh, like 100% identical.
Oh, did not know that. That's important.
Okay.
And he looks at it and he says, "Hey, that's it. I think. Yeah.
This may be. We don't really know yet, sir, but these mirrors may be very dangerous. So it's perhaps all for the best that little Evelyn doesn't have this anymore.
I better make sure to, take it to the church or whatever, local.
How can he looks at you
that you use to make sure that everything is fine with this? That nothing.
Are you about to ask me how this mirror could be dangerous?
I was, and you can smell the booze coming off of his breath.
You were about to ask me how a mirror can be dangerous. Well,
how can a mirror be dangerous?
Your fucking head off about knockers. That's not weird or anything. But
all right, listen. And he's got his cane, and he's poking Phineas in the chest. Now he's like, "You listen here, Sonny. Okay, yeah. I don't know what kind of danger comes from a mirror, but you get to my house and find the invisible thief that's been stealing my silverware."
Phineas turns back to the group and is like, "Remind me again why we are helping this fucking guy."
Met him in another city.
The almighty coin, and we kind of need the money because our school's not really functioning that well.
That too.
Nope.
Okay. Do you hear the knocker when you're in your house? You hear it moving around? Where do you hear it?
Did you say when?
Where and when? How about both of those, huh?
Usually a room over or the room above me. It's nighttime when I'm trying to sleep and it haunts my dreams, gnawing and scratching.
Do any of your family members or servants perhaps sleep in the room directly above yours?
No, I live alone.
Right.
That
you don't have any pets or small animals trapped in the walls?
Small animals? Why would I keep small animals in my wall?
Well, you don't on purpose, but they sometimes go there anyway. Rats, squirrels,
You really are drunk. I could tell you anything right now and you wouldn't remember it. Unless it was really memorable.
Who are you?
I got one more question to ask you. This mirror that your daughter-in-law gave you, where did she get it from?
Oh, it's from the silversmiths, Lackadilly silversmiths. Aye, it's over on Harbor Street, over by the East River.
Think that's our next stop?
I think so, because
maybe
I find it way too coincidental that she had a bag of all the same mirrors.
Which tells me they were all made by the same silversmith.
Cast from the same mold, exactly.
And maybe the mirrors might be linked to these knockers.
What a sentence, huh?
Yep. Saying it way too many times and I start losing all feeling in my face. Well,
look, we're gonna go look into the silversmith, but we're gonna have to do a thorough search of your house at some point.
Hey, it's fine. You go ahead and do it now. I've been sleeping on the floor here.
I see. Well, there's 3 of us, and Sasha said we're not allowed to split up. So, how about you 2 go to the silversmith and I go to this guy's house?
Yeah, all right.
All right,
he gives you his second gun and heads off.
Thanks, bud.
Right.
Before they all we all go our separate ways, Contentment just sort of leans in towards the super drunk guy and is just like, by the way, that thing that you're thinking of it's 7 years bad luck if you break a mirror, so steady on your feet, huh? And then she just gives him a tiny little push because he's super drunk and he's gonna fall over easy, and she wants him to remember that.
Yeah, he's not even gonna defend against this. I want this is kind of a char. No, what would this be? You're trying to knock him prone, right?
It's probably guile, honestly. I'm not really trying to knock him down. I'm trying to scare him.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Roll me a guile check then.
Okay. Nope, I failed. Not critically, but...
He stumbles backwards. He does go reeling and turning back into the bar. And you see, actually, even though you failed at knocking him over or startling him, you see the mirror. He juggles it for a moment and sort of like tosses it up in the air. Finally, he catches it and holds on tight to it. And you see him open it up and look at it to make sure it's in one piece. He scowls at you.
And I swish my petticoat and walk away.
Okie dokie. Let's
walking through the streets with guns right now, like loading up pistols as he's walking through the street.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Remind me again why we decided that you were going to the scary house by yourself.
Correction, we didn't decide. Phineas did.
Okay,
let's start with
and you didn't argue.
Let's start
like Zeke is gonna argue with Phineas because he knows Phineas is gonna take care of himself.
And I was busy scaring an old drunk, so
that's why.
That's
Let's start with Phineas, who is walking down the street with his guns out, sort of just loading them and twirling them around. Phineas, make me an awareness check. This would be a flip to wait, hold on.
You say flip to fail?
Flip to fail because it's dark and
okay.
Yep, it's a vision related skill check.
Yeah, very true. Okay. That's not great. I think that already failed. But let's see. Awareness. Yeah, no, that's a big failure there, bud.
Okay. You are
happy as a clam, I guess.
What's that?
I guess I'm just happy as a clam. I mean,
happy as a clam.
Nothing wrong here.
You're happy as a clam up until the moment when you walk by an alleyway and a hand reaches out and pulls you around the collar and grabs you, shoves you into the alleyway, pushes you up against a wall, and a misshaven face gets really close to you and says, "Hey, what do you think you're doing? Walking up and down the street, twirling guns around." You look this person up and down, and you see that they're wearing like a brown overcoat, but a hint of red peeks out from underneath their outer layer.
Oh, I was just on my way back from your mother's. Where were you heading?
He says, I'm going to show you where I'm heading. And he's going to attack you unarmed. He's going to punch you in the stomach.
Yeah, do your worst.
All right. So this is going to be an unarmed attack.
What does everyone in colonial times have against other people's stomachs? Like, for real?
Yeah,
like,
I know there's a lot of stomach crime today. I don't know what's going on.
A lot of stomach crime.
Wink spot.
A lot of stomach crime. I gotta bring up my stats.
Punch, stabbed, smallpox exposure. Like, how else are we going to wreak havoc on our stomachs?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Good question. So he takes out his that would just be like a combat check, right? So let me roll. Get up my dice. I haven't rolled hardly at all today.
I definitely don't have Brown Bess with me, but I've got
he fails, but I'm going to spend a coin to roll again.
Oh, you fuck.
I really want him to punch you.
That's fair. I would want to punch me too.
So it's 3 and 3 now. And a critical failure. So Colin, tell me what happens when he goes to punch you in the stomach.
A crit failed. Normally that would have hurt really bad, but Zeke gave Phineas his extra pistol. And
where has he been keeping it?
He has it in his belt, so that dude's fist just like punches the flintlock mechanism of my pistol, which hurts like a son of a bitch on your knuckles. That one was not cocked, so he didn't just like shoot my dick off like would happen if that went off right now. But he just bloodies his knuckles on this, and then Phineas looks down like, oh yeah, I got that, and then pulls that pistol out.
Okay.
And levels it on this guy.
All right. He stumbles backwards, grasping his hand, and looks at you and sort of slowly raises his hands up. Gonna be like that? All right. And as he raises his hand up, once again, like you see his overcoat lift just a little bit, and now it's clear that underneath he's wearing the uniform of a British soldier.
You're a red coat, a lobster back. Huh.
Find that a little bit insulting, but yes.
Tell me, Lobsterback, where were you headed this evening?
I don't say, well, I gotta tell you that. I mean,
you can tell anything to a person who's holding a gun at your head.
He laughs and he says, I was just out doing a bit of shopping. You know, come over from Long Island looking for a nice place to do business.
Oh, you came over from Long Island, huh? So
yeah, Manhattan's lovely, except there's all these fucking continentals everywhere.
Uh-huh. So you've been fighting, huh? Recently? Seen some action out there on Long Island?
Oh, yeah. We said your friend Mr. Washington and all his little pets running with their tails between the legs.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I hear they're uptown, buried in right now.
Oh, is that right? Who's here to protect you? Oh, no, they left you in your hour of need.
You talk really, really big for someone who I could, in fact, blow the top of your skull off right now if I fucking wanted to. Maybe you ought to show a little more respect.
Well, listen, what do you want? You want my money? You want what? You like a little petty street thief or what?
You know, I actually wasn't going to rob you, but now you mention it. Why not? Drop your coin purse.
Takes out a coin purse slowly from his pocket. And
right on the ground, right there in front of you.
He drops it.
Now drop your pants.
A what?
Drop your knickers.
Pauses for a moment and then slowly undoes his belt. And he drops it. His underwear is filthy.
Fucking British. Disgusting. All right. Kick those knickerbockers over here.
Fine. And he like shoves the pants over in your direction with his feet awkwardly.
Thank you. And he just like kicks it. He kicks the guy's pants down into like a sewer grate.
Mm-hmm. So, oh, come on, man. What am I supposed to do now?
You're supposed to walk home with your shitty tail between your legs.
And he scowls and sort of heads back towards the river, covering his sensitive areas.
Phineas just, as soon as the guy walks off, just laughs to himself. And I can't wait to fucking tell Zeke about this as he's walking away, just tossing this like coin purse as he goes. Just like, oh, you know what he's doing too? He's walking through the streets whistling Yankee Doodle the whole way there.
Excellent. Let's go back to Contentment and Zeke. You come across Lackadilly Silversmith. It's say it's probably down near Wall Street. It's just kind of the better populated parts of the city, down the very southern end of the island. And as you approach, immediately you realize that there's something wrong. Well, there's a couple things wrong. Okay. First of all, I need either of you to roll me a scrutinize check.
Scrutinize, you say? Okay. Oh, I got a 61 in that, so let's see. That's a 98. Well.
Wow.
Say,
wow. And Anna, do you have an address for people who want to mail you new dice?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. It's called 123. Oh my God, what is wrong with my dice?
Excellent. Zeke,
so Seattle, Washington zip code.
That's you have to meet or beat, right?
Correct. Did you meet?
I got a 45. So,
Excellent.
and I got my number is a 55.
Woo! Yes. Yeah. Great. Really good. You're approaching and you're sort of scanning the streets. There are some people out and about. It's just after dark. Maybe some people who work late are heading home from the docks or from market. But Zeke, very clearly, in a moment of pristine clarity, you see that on the faces of every person in a Continental Soldier uniform, on the faces of every colonial soldier is a look of deep concern and worry, almost as if they know something that you don't know. You don't know what that is, but it's enough to be unsettling.
Does it feel like they're directing it towards us or just in general? Okay.
No.
Okay.
It seems like, and it happens like a few different times. You pass one pair of soldiers who look anxious. You pass another pair of soldiers who are muttering, like panicked between each other. A few blocks later, like it's,
okay.
Yeah, it's worrying.
As I'm walking with Contentment, I look at one of the Continental Soldiers, and I like walk over to one. And I give them the black man hand dap. I do the black man hand dap. I pull him in a hug.
Right.
Like, you okay? What's wrong?
You catch him off guard. He's a bit startled, even with the hand dap. He's just sort of like, no, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Citizen, we are.
Come on, I wouldn't approach you in the street if I didn't think you weren't fine.
Oh, nothing to be concerned about. Just rumors.
What kind of rumors?
We are pushing. And he looks at his partners, pushing further north to the island. It's the northern end of Manhattan. Everyone, General Putnam has recommended that everybody be prepared to move north, and they hurry off before you can respond.
I don't like that.
So what? They're just gonna leave?
Here's so.
You're just gonna leave us here?
Sure looks that way.
Okay, great.
All right.
So we gotta hurry because, yeah, we gotta hurry.
And the other thing that's off is you finally reach the silversmiths, and every window, every door is boarded over. It looks like no one has been a customer of this place for weeks. It's just shut down.
Something doesn't add up here.
I'm gonna go over and just like knock at the door, even though this whole place seems boarded shut, just on the off chance somebody's still in there and gonna make a noise.
Make an awareness check.
Okay. Awareness. Crit fail.
That's Anna Goldberg.
P.O. box. D100s for the night. People.
They're not gonna have dice anymore.
I have one left. I have the special one. That's one big D10 with a tiny baby one inside, and that's it. After that, we're all out. I can't play the game
Series
anymore.
wrap on Contentment Hussy, folks.
She died and she lived.
3 points of conflict for contentment.
3 points of conflict, you say?
Because here's what happens is you think you hear something, but you're not sure, and you second guess yourself.
Okay.
So you're standing there outside this building. You turn to each other, shrug.
Probably nothing. You should just get in, look around, get out. If the army is moving northward, nobody's gonna stop and, look at people that look like they're breaking into a building.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck it.
Look around, see if there's some way I can break inside of this building.
Yeah, like if we can pry the boards off or something. Like
Sure. This would probably be. Oh gosh, you're looking for like an entrance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just some way in.
Okay. Would this be skullduggery? I never know what skullduggery does.
Yeah, skullduggery is like sneaking around, breaking and entering, petty thief stuff.
Okay, Zeke, roll me a skullduggery.
I can assist if you like, but you might not like.
An 11?
Yeah, see? You don't need me. It's fine.
You head down a side alleyway. It's not really an alleyway, but this is like 1776 New York, right? It's just this little space between buildings. And you do find not only is there a place in the back where you can get in, there's a window that's open.
Okay, that's weird.
I make my way through the open. I kind of like slide my way into the open window.
Okay.
And I hold a hand out to Contentment to help her through.
Oh yeah, we do the old video game boost action.
Yeah. Nice, excellent.
Give me up there. Yeah.
Press X right here.
Exactly. Yep.
I go into the room, and I look around inside.
Everywhere there's a sign of dust and disuse. It appears like this was a silversmith. There are vats for pouring molds. There are display pieces like goblets and serving trays, little wall plaques here and there, but it doesn't look like anyone's been in operation here for a while.
You said weeks, right? Like weeks worth of dust? Okay.
Yeah, it's thick. And there are mirrors here, but they're like big wall mirrors, sort of decorated around. They seem to make mirrors in this establishment. And there is a door leading out of this main workshop area that is slightly ajar. So I'll have both of you make me an awareness check.
I hate it when the door becomes ajar.
I know, right? Annoying. A door, make up your mind.
Awareness. No.
64, and I needed a 65.
86.
Excellent. Wow, just made it.
I'm officially out of dice,
automatic
y'all.
fail.
So,
if 69 is an automatic success, 86 is an automatic fail.
You got to be some.
And you are looking around for any sign of who worked here. Contentment, nothing there. But Zeke, you hear a sound coming from out in the hallway, and it's thump, 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 thump. And just as you turn, something bursts through the door, and we're going to cut back to Phineas. Phineas.
Fuck.
You show up at Caradoc Bryce's house. It is not boarded up. It's a house. It's a standalone building.
Whole ass house.
But it's a whole ass house. But of course, in this case, it's a whole ass house that's like, it looks like it's maybe a floor and a half. You know what I mean? It's not huge. It's got like maybe there's a stairway inside that leads up to a kind of like an eave, like a second floor that's kind of like with a shallow roof to it, fitting for one old drunken man to live by himself. And,
real quickie thing, and if you don't have answered this, you can just tell me later, but how much money did I lift off that guy?
I'll tell you later.
Not important.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
And it might even be next week.
Yeah,
but
doesn't matter right now.
I mean, there's no sign of anyone inside. There's no lights on.
But I know that Caradoc's back at his place. They're back at the inn, sleeping on the floor. So I know.
Yeah, he hasn't been sleeping here. He said so.
Yeah. So Phineas tests the doorknob.
It's unlocked.
It's unlocked. Okay. And he draws a pistol and does the thing where he like puts his back into the door, and leans as she opens it. Or leans as he opens it.
Leans in.
Yep. Just kind of leans in and looks around as he goes in.
How about an awareness check then?
All right. Okay. Not been great today. And why would it get any better? Okay, that's an 84, which is bad. We're getting toward the end of the night. We got a couple coins, right? Because you used some, so may I?
We're 3 and 3, baby.
Yeah, okay. Let's try this again.
Okay.
That's much better. 37. And I had to get, for awareness, I had to get under a 42. So just barely, but got it.
Got it. So at first you look and you don't see anything other than the signs of an old military man who lives somewhere by himself, a widower. He hasn't been taking care of the house. He has lost any sense of regiment or decorum that he used to have. And maybe just a little bit sad. But then on second look, you are listening instead of looking. And as you enter, you hear some sort of shuffling coming from deeper inside. It's definitely something moving towards the middle of this large entryway.
Something moving?
Yeah, but you can't see anything.
Beneath me or on the same level as me?
You'd have to go in further.
Okay.
It's somewhere deeper inside the house.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna move in slower. He doesn't really want to make any noise right now to spook if there's something there. So he's just kind of walking slowly, slow, even footsteps, moving further in to hear better what's going on.
Okay. Trying to be as quiet as possible. Make me a stealth check.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I got a 35 and what is the stealth? Just barely, but I got it. 39. So yep, got it.
All right. You move as quietly as possible. Even at one moment, you step on a floorboard that threatens to give out a creak, and you pause. Sort of sidestep it, look for some sort of support beam underneath the floor. And then you start hearing this sound of this scratch.
It's the bar portion of the show.
And it's coming from above you in the ceiling. You look up, and all of a sudden, the ceiling gives way. And down upon Phineas rain hundreds of tiny rats, falling down on him. And we have this split scene where this is happening, and Phineas cowers, and mixed in with these rats, you see a collection of shiny trinkets and objects raining around him. And then we go back to the Tamere Society, and we see Saoirse and Nessa sitting at Mary Pullman's bedside as she starts stirring in her sleep. She's dreaming of something, and this is the first time you've seen her move. But you can see that underneath her eyelids, her eye movement is getting faster and faster. Something in the ether is disturbing her. Something is wrong. And then we go back to the silversmiths, where through the door bursts an enormous figure, taller than Zeke, taller than anyone you've seen. It's large and it's humanoid in nature, but it sort of towers over the both of you before jumping through the window, breaking glass, shattering it everywhere, and running into the night. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Holy shit, what just happened?
Cliffhanger.
A lot just happened.
Mm-hmm. That's fun, jumping around.
There's a rat garbage ceiling. That's disgusting. Like, I love it, but that's fucking gross.
Rat rain
is fucking gross. That's why we use safety tools.
Creepy giant person running past us.
Yep.
What? Who was Mary inside of? The creepy giant person or the rats? I don't know.
100% inside all of them. We don't even have the time to see if their eyes are red because you said the session stopped, but it's all the same thing. That's my current theory, anyways.
It's a fun little beat. We're ending just a little bit early because I'm tired and my head is hot. And
oh, same.
Everyone, take wigs off. Wigs off. We want to thank everybody for coming around. We sure appreciate it. It was this was a fun little session.
Wild episode.
And things are sure picking up, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail my conflict roll, y'all.
Bold now.
As as an original sort of plot, I'm really excited hearing all these theories jump around. You were right about the rats. Like Contentment says, do you have small animals like that might be living in your walls?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
I said squirrels, but
yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and just sort of check in with all of our cast members. At the end, we like to give sort of like we do stars and wishes. So we do just sort of highlights and maybe something we'd like to see worked in the future. If you have something like that, it also works as kind of a recap. So they get Sunshine Bucks reward points for improving their characters. And it's going to be more this week because they also helped with the recap at the beginning of the session. So let's start with the Rat Man. Rat Man. Just call him.
Rat Man.
Colin, who are you? Where can we find you? And what else do you have going on?
I'm Colin. You can find me. Yep. You can find me here, and you can also find me on Fridays on Valdrianth's channel. Valdrianth has been hanging out with us in chat all night, so thank you very much, Val. Val and I play together on a game of Heartbeats in Perfect Sync on her channel, which is at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, and it's awesome. I play two characters, kind of, because my character is possessed by a demon. So his name is Alex, but Alex sometimes the demon takes over his body and runs the show, and then his name is Axel. So Alex and Axel, but it's like it's really interesting because it's a wholesome demon possession. Like the demon really just wants what's best for him and like tries to help most of the time, and it's really sweet. And nice. me and Val are shipping right now, we're extremely cute.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Twitter at Colonomicon. You can also find me on Twitter under 6 String Games, which is the name I've been chatting in chat. That is number 6 String Games. We make games. In fact, how about this? We have a game coming out at midnight tonight Eastern. So in an hour and 20 minutes, our first game goes live. Can I drop links in your chat here? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Last week, so unless something's drastically changed, yeah.
Okay, everybody. Everyone in chat. There's a game called Raycats. I just put a link to it in chat. Raycats comes out at midnight tonight. It is a game about swole, sexy, superpowered nuclear mutant cats in a post-apocalyptic future. that me and my creative partner Anna down there dreamed up from our weird brains, and we played it, and it's actually super fucking fun. And we have there's a PDF version, and I also have physical copies. You can get all that starting at midnight tonight, or if you really just can't wait until midnight, you can become one of our Patreon subscribers and get it right away, because all Patreon subscribers get all of the games a week before they're released publicly, so you get to try them out for everybody else. So if you are down for it, check out patreon.com/sixstringgames and become a subscriber, and you will get all of the games that we come out with, because me and Anna put out a new game like every 6 weeks because we're crazy. And just keep churning out games.
Plus, we have a lot of ideas. So.
It's great. We have a lot of ideas. The next game coming out.
Car dealers, you're like, we're giving these games away 6 weeks.
Air suck, man.
Let me just tell you what we got coming up, because we got Ray Cats tonight. Next thing is The Trees Tell No Tales, which is a Blair Witch Project inspired horror RPG that's like a found footage horror RPG.
Yeah.
After Trees Tell No Tales is going to be a game called Come Play With Us, where you play as toys possessed by evil spirits. And then probably after that is going to be a solo game that Anna wrote that is a recipe building solo journaling game called The Secret Ingredient Is Love. And it's incredibly sweet and charming. And all this can be yours if you become a subscriber of Six String Games. So what the fuck, why not? While we're at it, I'll drop the link to our Patreon
please do
in the chat.
Yeah.
And that is all for me. Thank you for indulging me. I had a great time tonight. I love you all.
I think that, and this is, I'm not a representative of InfiniteRP. I think we should do a six strings game here.
I think that
would I'd love to, because I actually haven't gotten to play my own game yet. True to form, Colin has played every game I've worked on before I've played games that I've worked
Then
on.
we should make this happen for sure.
Including Flames of Freedom. So
let's do that as we have connections here at InfiniteRP. I think we know a few people.
You know a few people, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
People call their people. It's the same people.
Let us go. Oh, by the way, I like to. Here's my favorite thing, Colin. Tonight was you with Saoirse doing the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and like as she's dying, or and you're just. So
what was in my head there was that tragic scene from Hamilton with
oh gosh.
Boo me out.
Yeah. I forgot I didn't say my favorite part. Like that was really good. Like I really enjoyed having that moment with Saoirse. I gotta be selfish here because I just felt powerful. Like my favorite moment was fucking robbing a redcoat. Like that was so much fun, and getting to be an asshole to a redcoat, that felt really, really nice.
And making him walk home with his pants off.
Yeah.
Wonder if that guy's gonna be back.
Everything that Howie does is my favorite. So, and genuinely, I did not know that there was a leading E in his name. I've been calling him Howie this whole time because I thought that was his name, but that fits for Phineas. You're absolutely right. So it's
they know you don't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot Howie say them. Yeah.
No, you don't know.
No, but they know that. They know that you don't know that there's.
Yeah, they know. Yeah. I mean, Howie.
They're fine with it.
I love Howie so much.
Yep, me too. Wally, my friend, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you always have a lot cooking?
A lot of stuff that I'm always doing, like for reals, like fudge. I have this show, of course. I have Elegant Creatures over at Sid has to say the name for it because it's so many G's in a row for me, and I stumble over my words.
It's Game Nights with 2 G's and a K, like Knights in Shining Armor.
Thank you very much. Then also, I have very coming soon up in the works. I just announced today I'll be part of a cast of a bunch of other people playing a nice game of Urban Shadows, where we're playing a game which is heavily based off of every single sitcom you ever loved, but it's basically with monsters, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I am for that one, Molly.
It's going to be over at Glyze's channel. I'm going to be playing an imp who is the twin brother of a vampire, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
You're imping it up.
I know, I love it. And then what else do I have? Oh boy, just a lot of stuff that's in the works I can't talk about. So yeah, just pay attention to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, WALLE132. Just find me there and you just follow me and just see what I'm doing. My star moment. Oh boy, there was a lot of moments today that I really liked. One, I loved Phineas. Like the two moments of Phineas of just counting the beats to keep Cersei focus was great, and just him robbing the red coat, I loved. But I just really loved that moment between I'm a sucker just role playing really romantic scenes with people, and just the moment of after everything was over and he set Cersei down, all he did was he just leaned forward and just put his forehead against hers for a moment and just had a moment, and then he stood back up and said, all right, so what's the problem here? And that was, I don't know, I just really like that it was this moment of where Zeke is like, yeah, you're my rock and you just calmed me down. And I really liked that moment.
I like that too. My favorite moment was you doing a hair toss.
That's beautiful. That's
so nice.
I'm forever going to be jealous of Sid because when we started this series, I tried to pitch to Wally that we could ship Phineas and Zeke. And I think you and Sid had already kind of talked like you were going to do that, so I didn't get to, but I'm forever, my jealousy is strong because all I want to do is ship with Wally. All my friends have shipped with Wally, but I haven't done it yet.
Shipping with Wally is great.
Shipping with Wally is the best. Amazing.
I know.
I've never shipped with Wally, but I bet it's great.
I haven't yet.
Like 20 out of 10 would recommend.
I think and Doc has shipped with me, but it was the family ship.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we play family members really well, like off each
other.
Yeah, shipping is broad. Yeah,
it's true.
That's right, because I was under the cup.
Yeah,
your brother-in-law. So great. Let's go over to Anna. We gotta keep moving. We want to get our poor COVID producer into bed.
Oh, so, goodness, yes.
Anna, what's going on with you? Where can we find you?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Invisible Kate, our producer Valkyria,
is dealing with COVID right
still
now.
Recovering. And so
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will keep this quick then because hi everybody, I'm Anna. I was Contentment Hussy tonight, and you can find me on the internet everywhere at Nymeria941 or at Six String Games, like Colin said, because Colin kind of went over all of our Six String stuff that we share in common. No, it's great because like there was a time when we were streaming together almost every day and would just have to like take turns of who had to do the thing, and I'm like, you did it this time, which works out great for me.
Now we literally work together, so we do all the same shit.
It's true. But I do have a couple other things that I wanted to share because I work for Zweihander, the company that published Flames of Freedom, which is back there, which I got to work on writing and editing for. And we have also, as part of the Grim and Perilous library, since I can post links, on DriveThruRPG, have just recently published a full campaign for Flames of Freedom called The Two Lodges. I got to work on this. The sort of thing that we did for the first season of this game was in the core rulebook, but this Two Lodges thing is a totally like separate standalone adventure thing that takes you all the way from the very beginning with character creation through a full on adventure. Really proud of this. It can be yours in the PDF form for $19.99. So that's
I have already pre-ordered it.
Yay! Thank you.
I haven't read through the PDF yet. I'm waiting for the hardcover.
This helps me do things like buy food and give my dogs a better life. So I appreciate it. And today we also announced that Zweihander, the game that started it all, is now coming out with a starter set. I'm putting that in the chat too because if you haven't seen the physical Zweihander book or the physical Flames of Freedom book in person, these are both chunky and thick. Like you could murder someone with how thick these books are. That's kind of a lot, I know. So if you are curious to try out these game systems, but you don't really know where to start, this is going to be like an all-in-one starter box adventure that has, you know, your basic game rules, your character creation, special fancy dice, and all that stuff. And we just announced that the starter box is coming out. So the link that I put in is to get an email when our Kickstarter goes live. If that's something you're interested in, please sign up for the email. It really helps people learn more about our game and try it out if you are like, you know, want to play the game, but you're in a hurry and don't have time to read a 600-page book. I would definitely recommend it. I think that's everything that I have. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Favorite moments. Yes. Forehead touches. Someone already said that. Singing, someone else already said that. Love how we split the party, even though Saoirse specifically told us not to. But like Anna, the player, was like, oh yeah, and also the oh your girlfriends no was my personal favorite moment. And my wish is like that we live, that we don't get like killed by like ceiling rats and mysterious people and murder teens, and just I just want to live. Oh, and I want to find out what happens with that smallpox roll, because
me too. That was my favorite Anna moment of the night, was you suggesting a secret roll, which was absolutely the right move to make.
I want to find out what happens with that roll.
Me too. Thank you so much. And then finally, our very late Kate, who is up at all the hours of the morning. Always late, Kate. And Kate, who are you? Where can we find you? Give us a highlight. Are you ready for bed? Are you so sleepy, or are you going to stay up?
No, I'm probably going to stay up in RP because I'm a crazy fool and shit's going down and it's too much fun. And otherwise I get FOMO and I wake up in the morning and I find out all the stuff that's happened and I can't deal with it. So I'm just going to stay up until all my American friends go to bed, and then it's midday. Anyway, I'm Kate Madison. How you all doing? You can find me here on Twitch, either here, obviously, every Monday. Then you can find me also on Fridays over on Chaotic Neutral Games, doing a D&D game, which starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 8 p.m. for us here in the UK, or on my own channel, which is just Kate Madison here on Twitch, and various socials. Sometimes I go under Access to Work for now. Like, in a weird way, the highlights was the low moments because they were just so freaking intense. Like, I don't even know, like, it wasn't very long into the start of the show and we were like, wait, this is only episode 2. Is someone gonna die?
It was dire.
Like, it's like, there was a lot of panic of like, wait, I'm meant to be the healer. Oh, look, I have a thing. Cool, I've discovered this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try 3 times. Oh, okay.
Wow, those fails.
Like, so many fails, like 90 plus. I got 100 at one point. That's
dice
not
were brutal
great.
Tonight. Yeah.
It was so bad. I got out my real dice, but I didn't get to roll again, which is maybe for the best, to be honest. I don't know whether I'd want to roll again.
I rolled real dice and I got a critical fail. My favorite Kate moment tonight was when you said we were going to stitch a bitch.
I don't know why I said that. It was so like, where's that?
Because it was amazing.
Perfect. It was perfect.
That's why you said it.
It was like, it rhymed. You know,
and it's clipped to infinity now.
It is now clipped.
Yes, it is.
Just get stitches. So lots of great moments, of course. Looking forward to what the heck is gonna like. I'm nervous but excited about this season because shit's getting real. Like really
and real fast.
That's what I mean. Like, really? You know, it's just like, wow, okay. Cliffhanger endings and stuff going down. It's like, okay, we can't just sort of sit on our laurels here. We got to be ready.
So Doc's playing for keeps this season.
I'm playing for keeps this season. So, I'd love to see someone die.
They're all here for it.
I'm totally here for it. It's
Doc
great,
would love to see someone die.
I'd love to see someone die.
That one?
I'm making a backup character, like after this is over. Like, it's happening.
I totally am making.
I learned my lesson fast. Woo.
I thought last season was bad, falling from my I don't know what that height was that Nessa fell, but I was like, this she can't survive this. This is crazy. And
it was wild that the penalty for that was basically just like incapacitating you. It wasn't killing you.
I didn't get damaged from it. It was slightly odd because I didn't get damaged from it. I got like mentally disturbed from it.
But maybe Phineas is gonna die from a bunch of rats. Who knows?
Oh God!
That's true.
Or a mirror falling on his head, or the fact that just we're all separate. We're all.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Silverware should be falling from the ceiling. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
You said that. No shit, did I?
I didn't realize it would fall on him. Okay.
So that's great. So I can't wait for next week. Yay.
And thank you so much. I'm Doc Rimbo. You can find me here every Monday night with this group. On Thursday nights, I'm also here playing in the Lost City of Vadronis, our 5e homebrew game where it's like this plane shifting, colliding, meets Bloodborne, meets Dark Souls, meets we just ran into Strahd. It's nuts, and it's a fantastic game. Lacuna, who is Cole, runs it, and it's got me, and it's got With a Brick, and it's got other people. My brain's done. It's got Top Derek Mountain, and it's got Isla, who is Phoenix off here. It's a great campaign, and you should come by for that. I also have my own channel at twitch.tv/DocRimbo. I've been playing a lot of Wild RP, and things there are also kind of like juicy, and cowboy time is real. It's things are crazy. My sheriff Jonah like went through a really bad time and moved out to the desert. Now he's like the sheriff of Tumbleweed way out in the desert, and it's crazy. Anyways, but I'm really excited to be here most of the nights, all the nights that we're here. I love this group so much, and
can I do an outro?
Yeah, please do, Sid. Please.
Okay.
Did I skip over you?
You did, but it's karma for when I was really tired and I accidentally skipped over Wally a few weeks ago.
How about you?
So that's fair.
You tell us who we're gonna raid, and then you tell yourself. Talk about yourself.
I'll do it really fast. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter at GreekSid. That's usually where I am, just talking about the fun stuff that I do on the internet. I am usually just over on the game nights, most nights of the week, 2Gs and a K game nights. I run a game on Thursdays. It's a cross between Urban Shadows, the new 2E expansion, plus Good Society, because Good Society is the best game ever. Check that out, 8 o'clock Eastern on Thursdays. Wally's in it. It's great. Tonight, my favorite things were all the romantic bits between Saoirse and Zeke, because of course they were, and also the fact, as I told Doc before we went on stream this afternoon, that I was actually very excited about the fact that my character had been stabbed and was about to die. I'm weird like that. It's cool. So...
She pulled through.
She did, because all her friends helped. It was great.
There's the power of friendship.
Yeah. And I'm hoping for some dicey bits. We've already gotten some dicey bits. I'm hoping for more dicey bits as the season progresses. I'm a fan of the dicey bits.
Yeah, things good. Things, yeah. I really want to dial it up, and I think we're going to do that this season. And so everyone tune in next week. We'll find out how things can get much dicier. And also just how we're going to pull out of this kind of tailspin of these sort of cliffhanger endings. Thank you, chat, for being here. Everyone stick around. We're going to raid our friends over at Weave the Tale. They are, I don't know, what are they playing? Do we know? Colin, do you know? Anna, do you know?
Hold on, let me see.
Something awesome.
I believe it's a sci-fi
I never know how to pronounce this game, but Symborium.
Oh,
yeah,
not familiar, but they're good people.
Excellent.
So whatever it is, it's great.
It's a really cool horror game.
All right, so everyone stick around. We're gonna roll credits, and after that, we'll go see Weave of the Tale, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, when I was a lad, oh, so my mother told me, way Holloway, will Holloway Joe, that if I not kissed the girls, my lips would grow all moldy. Tell me, way Holloway, will Holloway Joe. Ship now is rolling way Holloway, will Holloway Joe. Way Holloway, we're bound for better weather. Way Holloway, will Holloway Joe. Once I was in Ireland, digging turf and taties. Way Holloway, will Holloway Joe. But now I'm on a Yankee ship, hauling on the braces. Way Holloway, will Holloway Joe. And I got the Brooklyn girl, she damn near